From pros to prep. All your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
It's a fake. They have a man. It's a conversion on the fake. It's complete out wide to the big tight end, David Butler. And it's a Rams first down.
It's tough.
I'll say he stepped out of bounds at the 15. Right back to it, and he is in. Touchdown for Charles Lopez Burton.
Rivas has some time. Josiah Mitchell, it's intercepted! Touchdown! It'll go the distance, and Jared Meechan.
Bunch formation to the left. Cabrera, the handoff. Cabrera's got some room. Up the middle of the 45-40. Foot race to the end zone. Cabrera trying to outrace the Matador secondary. Yes, drug down, touchdown, I believe. That'll be a 70-yard touchdown run, and it is. Cabrera
Right alongside. We expect to be a low-scoring game. Garcia has a lot of speed. Garcia is gone. Nobody gonna catch him. Touchdown Vikings. Daniel Garcia with breakaway speed.
Yeah.
Brandon Olivas, see if he can get the same sort of magic. This time he looks to his right first, then he's looking to his left. He's going to bomb this out there for Moorhead again! Jahari Moorhead! My goodness!
Kyle Evan Huss back to work on the option. He'll flip it out. Big time hole there. See you later. One play and to the house for Malachi Gutierrez. Hanson rolling. Pressure. It's coming from the side now. He's rolling. Goes down the field. Open man. Touchdown. Elijah Hanson connects.
Well, it's not even. I think it's the best high school sports story of the year. And I was there to see it this weekend in Mesa, Arizona. But I'm going to tell you one of the best sports stories of the year. Period. And we're going to have her on the show. It's Jeff Symbieta. JJ's in Cancun. It's me in DC today. Happy Monday, buddy. How you living?
I am living so well. You're so right too. There's a different feeling when you come off of big wins like that.
Oh, and you top it off with the Broncos win and the Cowboys won, and I mean,
big weekend. Big.
I mean, everybody's smiling except for Rams. Well, I mean, the Rams won.
Oh,
the Rams won.
Right,
we get Ram it today.
Yeah,
we haven't rammed it in forever because Jason Myers pushed one to the right. Well, as soon as the Rams went for a field goal, I thought that was over. All right, cool. I got so much to do for you today, DC. Like my head is spinning. It's been spinning all weekend. Let me just. Andre Seldon's going to be with us coming up at 7:30. Andre Seldon. I kind of know that name. Andre Seldon is the defensive stud for New Mexico State. New Mexico State went in and shut down Auburn. And this defensive back was an academic Big Ten honoree and a two-time letterman at Michigan. Opted to transfer to New Mexico State and help lead that charge that shut down Auburn. So we're going to do that at 7:30. Danny Gonzalez at 8 o'clock. Lobos go to Fresno and beat the big bad bully of this league, 25-17, and beat him up. And then at 9 o'clock, Jana Raymer, the 8th grader from Hoover Middle School who won the prestigious Nike Cross Regional in Mesa, Arizona. Won it, 8th grader. Best story of the year so far. Well, it would be if New Mexico State hadn't beat Auburn. All right, look, we're going to go both ways. This is no disrespect to anybody. You both had big wins, okay? This New Mexico State thing was bonkers.
I got to be honest. My father-in-law is a New Mexico State guy, so I was paying a little more attention to that one. And I've been to Auburn Stadium. I told you Jordan Hale is a great place.
Yeah.
For them to go in and take that win, I guarantee you right now, Alabama was real quiet on Saturday night and Sunday.
Well, Auburn, Alabama was. That part of it, yeah.
Yeah, that is such an amazing win. I am so happy for those guys. And you know what I have to say? War damn Aggies.
Well, I saw that was a great headline, too. I got on the plane, and Addie, my daughter, was she's like, nothing better than Bitter Fan on social media. She was reading me the Auburn, she was on the Instagram, the Auburn, the Bitter War Eagle Instagram. Like, I'm never going to another game. How could this happen? Like, the worst thing in the world ever was to lose to New Mexico State. And you paid them $1.85 million to come in and kick your ass. Wasn't a fluke. And that was the beauty of this. Let me give you a couple of things on this. And I know I got 1,000 thoughts. I know I'm all over the place. Okay, DC, last year, at one point late in the season, JJ and I kind of talked. We said we've been doing this 14, 15 years. We've talked to the Aggie coach every Tuesday, the Lobo coach every Monday. I mean, there's been a lot of losing around here. And it's not fun talking to losing coaches. It's just not. And we're like, how many times do you think they both won the same week? And JJ kind of went through it all. I think the number was like 7 or 6 or something, over 15 years. And it happened once this year when the Lobos beat Hawaii and the Aggies won that same week. So it happened again. So I think this is like the 8th or 9th time in 15 years the Lobos and Aggies have both won the same season. But I promise you they were never both 23.5+ underdogs on the road and both won in the same week.
If you ran that parlay, you did real well.
I want to say somebody showed me it was something stupid. I'm going to forget the number. $100 won like $20,000.
Wow.
Yeah, something bonkers. All right, to go into Jordan Hare Stadium as a 24.5, 25.5, whatever it was, point underdog, take their $1.85 million and put it on them the way they did. The Aggies outgained Auburn. And I've been telling you all year, I think their defense is pretty good. 414 yards to 213 yards. So 213 and 213 would be 426. So they almost doubled them up. Okay? They the stones on them to the fourth down, the fake punt, they were here to win. And Jerry Kill told us, I sent him a text yesterday or on Saturday, and I can't wait to talk to him tomorrow. But remember last week, he said, no, we're playing everybody. And he said it would be telling my guys I don't believe in them if I was going to sit them. And these things happen. You know, and I said, I remember when you were at Minnesota and New Mexico State and went in and beat you. Yeah. He says, these things happen, and why can't we go in and beat them? And I think you all and probably us probably went, okay, well, that's the way you got to look at it. That's right. You go into every game and you think you can win. Aggie fan, I'll ask you, how many of you thought you were going to win that game? Honestly. And then, when did you start thinking, holy bleep, we can win this game? At what point was it? Was it the fake punt? Was it earlier? Was it when Diego Pavia on that interception that was called back lifted the dude up and got a personal foul? And he didn't throw him to the ground. Oh, he threw the quarterback. No, he lifted him up and dropped him. Like, I don't know what you want him to do. Once you lift the guy up, he didn't slam him. Does he have to, like, kind of tuck him down on the, like he's tucking him into bed, put him down and kiss him on the side of the head? Diego Pavia, 19 of 28, 201 yards, 3 touchdown passes at Jordan Hare Stadium, no interceptions. Oh, he ran for another 35 yards. Star Thomas, 67 yards on the ground. They dominated. The beauty of what they did, do you see, they didn't go in and just steal one at Auburn. They dominated an SEC team who the week prior had put up 48 on Arkansas. The week before that, 31, okay, on Vanderbilt. The week before that, 27 on Zach Arnett in Mississippi State. The week before that, they lost and scored 21 on Ole Miss. The only other team to score this many points against them, they gave up 10, 15, 13 over the last few weeks. It was LSU. It's confounding. The only answer is they're a pretty damn good football team. Oh, but Jeff, who have they played? They played Sam Houston, and they played who? All right, where are y'all today? I mean, can you? All y'all who have they played? People, you got to give them their credit. I mean, I think you do, don't you? And then the Lobos figured out that night, and they go into Fresno, and by the way, it might not have been the same score, but they kicked Fresno State's butt. They went in there, and everything Danny Gonzalez has been saying about if we don't beat ourselves, we're a good football team. That if we make the tackles, if we don't turn the ball over, and they had the 2 Dylan Hopkins turnovers right away before he got hurt. But they went in there, and they ran the ball down Fresno State's neck. Bill at 204 yards on 21 carries, 2 touchdowns. By the way, that young man is legit.
I think that guy might be playing in the NFL next year.
He is. Well, I think he's going to come back and get his COVID year. But when I was doing the TV stuff, George Carter, my partner on TV, former level linebacker, he's like, and you could see it. He's special. He is. And I've talked to Dontrell Moore about it. Dontrell is the second leading rusher in the history of the Mountain West. The leading rusher in the history of UNM was the leading rusher of the Mountain West until about 3 years ago. I think it was Rashad Penny, if I'm not mistaken, broke his record. Lobos outgained Fresno State 528 to 230. How about this weekend? I know we're late for the break, and so we'll take the break. And when we come back, I got more thoughts on this. We're going to get into the NFL. The NFL was great. There's so much stuff. Cowboy fan, you rolled over Carolina like you would. Bronco fan, that's a big. Did I win that bet? Did I get 1.5 points? Did I get 1.5 points on that one? I did, right?
I believe you did. Yeah.
Yeah, I get 2.5, so I won that. But I want to hear from you because I know this is a big day for you, and all of you. No, I don't care what shade of red you're wearing. I know it's a big day. 505-246-0610. Let's go. Emails, Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal, your home for Sunday night and Thursday night and tonight football.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Spell, get ready.
my coach. My teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part,
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
Hi, I'm Steve Sucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, rip, plastered, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman!
This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
Morning, bro. Do you remember the best New Mexico sports day about 15 years ago? Didn't we just celebrate it was only 8. The 8-year anniversary, like 2 weeks ago of this? It said, remember the best New Mexico sports day about 15 years ago when you were at my house, Holly Holm knocks out Ronda Rousey, Lobos beat Boise State. There was one other thing that happened that day. It was amazing. And I was thinking the same thing this weekend. Okay, it's not that. I'm going to give you, and you're going to, Aggie fans are going to go, wait a minute. The Holly Ronda thing was a worldwide, put Holly as like the biggest athlete in the world for a week. She was on Good Morning America and every show. This is no disrespect, please. Ronda Rousey was the biggest thing going. Holly knocked her out in spectacular fashion, and that was huge. But I'll argue that this is second. the Lobos winning as 23-point dogs and going up to Fresno and kicking them in the butt, 25-17. The Aggies winning 31-10 at Auburn. First ever SEC victory for them. They're 9-3. They've won 7 in a row. And I'm going to throw the Gianna Raymer thing in there. Gianna Raymer, who's going to be with us at 9 o'clock, the 8th grader from Hoover Middle School, winning the Nike Cross Country Regional in Mesa, Arizona, beating the best runners in the region. I was there. There were 240 in that race. I watched the race. I watched Gianna go. The picture, see the picture in the paper of her? I took that and sent it to that. I got a credit. I got a photo credit in the Albuquerque Journal this week. Yeah, you see that?
You got a photo?
I got a photo credit.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Well, I took the picture Gianna won, and I'm like, hey, did you guys know? And so we sent over, and Yoda's like, can you get her number for me? So I helped them a little bit.
Look at
and
you.
James did the work.
The journalist over here.
Well, I mean, I was there, and Addie was with her mom. They went to lunch after they, Addie ran. She didn't finish first, by the way. Addie didn't. No, Gianna Raymer's unbelievable.
An 8th grader winning a tournament like that, or I say tournament, I guess.
Yeah.
A meet, yes.
She's going to nationals. All expenses paid. She's going up to nationals in Portland in 2 weeks.
I'm just wondering when she's going to the Olympics.
Well, we're going to talk to her at 9 because her story is unbelievable. I'm just telling you, this was as good of a weekend. And then the Broncos won last night, 21-20. Russell Wilson. How about your guy Russell Wilson coming through? And the Cowboys win? I mean, and then Edward calls? How it doesn't get any better. Good morning, Edward. You're on the Sports Animal. Good day.
Good day, gentlemen. In this week of giving thanks, when you're the Crusher, every day is like Thanksgiving. So I just want to share goodwill and tidings to everyone. This young woman, Raymer, I think I have an auspicious feeling in 10 years she's going to be a world champion, an Olympic champion. She's a phenom. And I'm glad you were there, Jeff. Thanks for publishing that and sharing that and doing the good work. So I'm excited to see what transpires in this young woman's life, this young girl's life. The win this weekend by the New Mexico State Aggies, I thought to myself, I said, Jerry Kill has stones that Zozobra would be jealous of.
As long as you don't burn them.
That's right. Don't burn him.
Just don't burn him.
That guy, I'm so proud of him. In the annals of New Mexico State and Lobo lore, that's the biggest football win in the history of both programs. And it's not to dilute anything that the UNM program has done. It's a huge win for them this weekend. That's as big as a win as we've ever seen in this state, and it's amazing. Hill comes in, wins a bowl game his first year, 7 or 8 straight wins this year. It's stunning. It really is, and I'm so proud of the state and what he's accomplished. And I think even bigger things may come. So that's awesome. Hey, right before your show, Boomer Esiason does a segment, and he led the only segment. The only part of his segment was the New Mexico State Aggies. Yeah. His sports segment, going into getting $1.85 million and putting a beat down on Auburn. That's amazing. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm proud of the state. I'm proud of the Lobos. I've been harsh on Danny Gonzalez, and maybe that's something that can be a pivotal inflection point in his career here. So that's awesome. In the college football, real quick, guys, I think it's becoming more abundantly clear to me Alabama's the only team that's going to beat Georgia. I don't know how everything's going to play out. I think Washington is this year's TCU. I think they're going to squeak in and get blasted if they get by Oregon in the Pac-12 championship. But there's separation. There's clear separation. But tonight's game, Eagles and Chiefs, it might be a Super Bowl prelude. I think the Eagles might find a way to win that game. But man, what a weekend, Jeff! You laid it out perfectly. I'm looking forward to this week, and I appreciate you sharing the goodwill with everyone involved.
Right on. Thanks, Edward. I appreciate you. It was the biggest win ever. Some of you convinced me, or convinced me otherwise. I'm trying to think of some of the big wins. And there have been big wins, and I know there were big wins before my time and beating ranked teams. Auburn was not ranked. And I know there's, the Lobo win over a ranked Utah team was a big deal. In context, that this is their 7th win in a row, that they are 9-3, that holy smokes, did you see the Aggies were getting votes in the AP poll? The Aggies and UNLV got votes in the football. Like wait, football, basketball, what's going on? Like the world turned upside down, right? One of the biggest wins ever, certainly, was it the biggest win ever for a New Mexico college team? When the Lobos beat Utah when they were ranked, that was pretty big. I mean, help me. Because I know this is up there. They weren't ranked, but they kicked them sideways in their place. Oh, and by the way, took an envelope with that $1.85 million. I know it wasn't an envelope. I get it. They took $1.85 million, took a bunch of boosters on that trip. I got a couple buddies who were on that trip. And it was amazing. I was getting pictures. I was getting, their locker room celebration is always fun. How fun was it? We're going to talk to Andre Seldon. We're going to talk. So coming up 8 o'clock, be with us. Lobo football coach Danny Gonzalez, who, by the way, and I'll say this again later, that showed those kids play for that guy. If more than anything, it showed me that they could be a good football team. It did. It showed me those kids want to play for him. He's going to be with us at 8. Coming up next, Andre Seldon, who led the Aggies in tackles this weekend. The Michigan transfer, who is big part of that defense that is just flat out terrific. He's next. We're going to talk to him about going into Jordan-Hare Stadium and beating Auburn. And I mean, what's the first thing you want to know? I kind of want to know how the flight was home. How was the party after the game?
I want to know that, but there's no way he's going to be able to speak to that.
All right. How'd you go in and just shut them down? It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
New Mexico Sunshine.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Spout, get ready!
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, ripped, plastered, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
Rosendo Najar here, president of Carpenters Local 1319.
Juan Junior Gonzalez, warden of Local 1319. Some people have a misconception about what a carpenter does.
The carpentry trade entails more than just woodworking or building houses. We are responsible for 85% of a construction job site. Everything from the superintendent on down. We have a great apprenticeship program. Information can be found on our website.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety.
Indy Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indy Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Hi, I'm Steve Sunker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
Hey, Dad, let me go out.
The sports animal.
Yeah, I think everybody's still wobbling in their shoes. And you know what? Wobble on, man. Wobble through the week. Wobble giving. It was as big as it's ever been down there. As far as the rankings are concerned, New Mexico State's receiving votes that would put them 34th. When they beat Arizona State back in whatever year it was, 2099, they were up to number 22. But this is as big a win as you can remember. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, I'll take your calls here in a little bit, but really been looking forward to this. He was the leading tackler in the Aggies' demolition of Auburn over the weekend. New Mexico State goes down to Auburn, Alabama, wins Jordan-Hare Stadium 31-10. Andre Seldon led a defense that held Auburn. And this is an Auburn team that had put, 40-something up the week before against Arkansas. Held them to 213 yards. Andre Seldon joins us this morning on the Sports Animal. Good morning, Andre. How you living?
Good morning, man. Good morning. I'm blessed, man. You know what I'm saying? I can't complain, man. Life is good right now.
Yeah, it's got to be. Winning's fun, isn't it? And you guys have won 7 in a row, but nothing bigger than that. I'm going to guess you all believed. But when was there a moment on Saturday where it's like, holy bleep, we actually might pull this thing off and win this game? Was there a moment?
For me specifically, it was, I ain't gonna lie, we knew we could play with them after the second drive on defense. At the first drive, so we 3 and out of them. But like, we was just, you know what I'm saying, after the second drive, we knew we could play with them, and we knew it'd be a close game. Well, we thought it'd be a close game at that point. Like, it'd go down that we had a chance to win, but I knew we was going to win the game once we hit that fake punt that coach called. That was crazy. The fake punt was like the icing on the cake.
All right, are you on special teams, Andre, or did you know it was coming, or were you surprised when you saw it happen?
Nah, I'm on special teams, but yeah. I'm not on point, so I didn't know it was coming. So I was actually, like, we were punting the ball. I was getting ready to go down on the other end on defense. Like, I was walking down, running down. And out of the corner of my eye, I just seen Ryan Tuasave just running, like, wide open in the field, just running so fast. I was like, oh, my gosh, we just called that. Like, we talked about it in our meeting, but I didn't think they would call it in that time because defense was playing so good. We were kind of backed up behind 50. So it was a crazy call by Coach, man. But like I was saying, he trusted in us to make those plays.
He's New Mexico State defensive back Andre Seldon with us on the opening drive. And your coach has some stones now, and he believes in you. He said last week, there were people saying, are you going to rest your starters? You got big games coming up. You're playing for a conference championship. He said, hell no, we're not. He said, first of all, we're going down to win a football game. And secondly, that would be showing my guys that I don't believe in them. What does it mean to have a guy that has that much faith in you at New Mexico State?
Man, it just, you know what I'm saying, not only in football, but, like, he believes in you in life, so it just makes the football part even easier. Just everybody wants to win for him. We want to play hard for him, man. Like I said, we'd do anything for that, man. We didn't line up with anybody. Like you said, man, this is a hard hat, like I said, hard hat lunch deal. The hard hat lunch deal way, man. It's just that easy. All right. Simple.
So it's true. You carry a lunch pail. I saw a picture of you. You actually, he said, we're a lunch pail, hard hat kind of a team. Do you carry a lunch pail on all the road trips?
Oh yeah, I saw it. You know what I'm saying? The big air. I carried it to the West Kentucky. It's the simple fact that, you know what I'm saying, that was the game to clinch for us to go to the championship. So I'm saying that was the R.N. Lunsdale game. And you know what I'm saying, I ended up having a good game that game. So I might have to take it to every away trip from now on. But every trip is, you know what I'm saying, it's R. He reminds us that it's R.N. Lunsdale trip. But that was one of the biggest game of the year in my opinion. So we had to win that game to clinch it. So I had to bring that Lunsdale.
Yeah, no, you gotta bring that everywhere you go now. Andre, what's in the lunch pail? Is it empty? Is there something in it?
Not mine is empty, but in reality, it's, you know what I'm saying, what Coach preaches to us is everything that you need.
Yeah, it's symbolic
to win the game. You know what I'm saying? In that theory, is everything you need to win the game.
Yeah, no, it's symbolic, and I get it. Andre Seldon had 6 tackles and led a defense that held this SEC offense, who was a 25.5-point favorite, to 213 yards. Aggies win by 21. Is this the biggest win you've ever been a part of? You were at Michigan, and I want to talk about your journey to get to New Mexico State. But is this the biggest win you've ever been a part of?
Yeah, man. It just, you know what I'm saying, we beat Ohio State for the first time in years and stuff when I was there. But for me personally, it just hit different. Like when you're in it, you know what I'm saying, and you contribute and stuff, like and you just around people that loves you and believes in you, it's just different, man. So in my opinion, this is the biggest win of my life, and it's bigger than anything we accomplished last year as a team, which was also great to be a part of. But like, it was just different, man. I sat there, my family was there and stuff after the win. I just sat there, man, and just cried on the field because like I'm just so grateful for the opportunity that Coach Kill gave me, man. Like I don't know what I'd be doing right now, like, without this opportunity, man. Just like everything was just meant to be for me to be here, a part of this team.
Talk about that a little bit, because obviously this means a lot to you. You were at Michigan. You were a Michigan guy. You grew up in Belleville, Michigan. You went to Michigan. You were on a team that won a Big Ten championship. You went to the college football playoff semifinal, the Orange Bowl, and played against Georgia. And now you go to New Mexico State, which, I mean, with all due respect, isn't the program that Michigan is, right? And so you leave that and you come here. How did you end up at New Mexico State?
Coach Rice, he recruited me in high school at the time. I was committed early, but my dad stayed in contact with him, and little did I know he was in contact with him in the portal right before I got in the portal. He hit Coach Rice up, was like, man, my boy's about to enter the portal. So that's why Coach Rice didn't hit me up. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was at Michigan. No, so I didn't play like that. I just had my transfer film was a lot of practice film. That was really good film that I put out. And my dad was a big part of why I ended up in New Mexico State, and Coach Rice. You know what I'm saying? They developed a connection that I never even knew about in high school that they had and kept going once I hit the portal. I mean, Coach Rice hit me up, man. It was just simple. I could have went to a bigger school and stuff like that, and you know what I'm saying, and maybe had the same thing happen that happened at Michigan. You know, so I go there and work so hard and make so many plays of practice and not play. But the biggest emphasis for me in the portal was to go somewhere where I know I can get on the field and show my true ability. So I just wanted to make sure that I was going to go somewhere and play. And Coach Rice, we talked about it. We had a plan. And Coach Kill talked about it, and we had a plan. You know what I'm saying? They're men of their word. And just look at where we are now.
Yeah, you're 9-3. He's Aggie defensive back. Andre Seldon with us. You got a final home game against Jacksonville State on Saturday. I'll come down and see you. I'm going to come down and shake your hand on the field beforehand and say, hey, I'm that dude you talked to on Monday, just so we can put a little face to it. And then you got a conference championship game, and then you got a bowl game. What did you know about New Mexico State? When you transferred from Michigan and so your dad's got a relationship with Coach Rice, what did you know about New Mexico State? Anything?
Man, I didn't know. This is crazy. I didn't know anything. Like, you know what I'm saying, I just thing about me is I know how recruiting goes because, you know what I'm saying, I was an All-American and stuff in high school. So I know fake recruiting from real recruiting. So I wasn't really looking at a school like, oh, I got to go here because of the name or something, or blah, 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 blah. It was more so the relationship I was going to have with the coaches, you know what I'm saying, the trust factor. So I didn't know nothing much about New Mexico State. I didn't even take a visit down here before I came. I just I came down here with a duffel bag, few pair of underwear, a few pair of socks, like one pair of shoes, two pair of shoes, some slides and just came down here and went to workouts. I came late too. I was late. School had already been started for 2 weeks. I didn't know much, man. So that's just really what it was for real.
Yeah, then you got a lunch pail and you got a uniform, and probably a track suit and a sweats and a bunch. Now you got 9 victories and 7 in a row.
Man,
You've just been collecting since you got here.
Man, it's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, and for those who don't know, I mean, when Andre came out of high school, he was rated as one of the 5 best prep players in the state of Michigan. He was a high school All-America. ESPN had him as the fourth best prospect in the state. He was a 4-star guy. So now at New Mexico State, what can that place become? Obviously, Coach Kill's building something. You're part of it. I know that you talk about every week and the next week, but there is talk about what that place can become. And the turnaround is Andre, it's amazing what's going on down there.
Man, it's crazy because, you know what I'm saying, we received votes of the top 25 and stuff like. It's just crazy because, I'm saying, when Coach Kill first got here, before we even played the season last year, we talked about this and what we wanted to do and where we wanted to take the program, and to see it going in that direction, you know what I'm saying? He compared it to what he wanted to be like was the run that Cincinnati had when they were in the American Conference, when they went to the playoffs and stuff like that. So that's what he compared what he wanted it to be like, and I'm saying it's going in that direction.
Well, you got time to make it happen. All right, lastly, before I let you go, how was the party? I don't know where the party was. Was it on the field? How was the plane ride home? Because that had to be a whole lot of fun. Where was the most fun, the biggest celebration? I hear you giggling a little bit. That's good.
Man, so I say it'd be the bus ride. It'd be the bus rides, though. It really be the bus rides. You know what I'm saying? When we ride into, like, right after the game.
Yeah, because you got to drive. Yeah.
Obviously the field is the biggest party after the game. But besides the field, in the locker room, the bus rides are crazy. You know what I'm saying? We be blasting music. We just be yelling with the coaches and stuff, just trolling and stuff like that, just saying goofy stuff, and just everybody just being such a high spirits, man. Just those bus rides we'll never forget those bus rides for sure.
That's what it's all about, isn't it? You got a big one against Jacksonville State, a good Jacksonville State team who's coming in to see you.
Team.
Then you got to go up to Liberty, and then a bowl game. Jacksonville State comes in at 8-3. So this is no gimme. I know you're coming off a big high, but it'll be senior day for those seniors. It'll be a big one for you. Should be a good crowd. Andre, really, really appreciate this conversation. Enjoyed it. I'm going to come by and say hi when I see you on Saturday. But congratulations on the victory, on the success this season. It seems like you found your spot and you're having success. Continued success to you, my friend.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
Happy holidays to you, or happy Thanksgiving. We'll see you next week. Andre Seldon. How about that, dude? This is a 4-star recruit that was in Michigan. He was in the CFP, and Jerry Kill gets him down there, and that's the kind of guys and humility. I came down with a duffel bag, a few pair of underwear, some socks, some slides, and making a difference.
Yeah, I love that. When he says, "Yeah, I just had some underwear and slides," like that's football to me. I love that.
How about when he said, "I'm on the field crying because it meant that much to me." That the fact that I'm here, that I'm so blessed to be here. How many times have guys said that about New Mexico State? I mean, you haven't been here as long as I have, and I haven't heard it that much.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know if I've heard that before. But the way he talks about Coach Kill, it feels like every player has that feeling. It's like they will run through a wall for that guy.
Man, I always enjoy the conversations with the players. All right, Danny Gonzalez is going to be with us at 8. Lobos had a big win. They went up to Fresno State, and they beat up on the big bad Bulldogs. That's coming up at 8 o'clock on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal, your home for Sunday night and Monday night and Thursday night football.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, ripped, plastered, taint, destroyed, bruh. You're like this. You shouldn't be driving.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is Pro View. From pros to prep. All your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on Pro View Networks.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman!
Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh? I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom. Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight. Boom! Boom!
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
Hi, I'm Steve Sucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Lobos, and it's a defensive backfield with those two, but it's total brotherly love. I want to give you a little bit more perspective before you. Well, who they play? I haven't heard that yet today. Georgia's number 1 in the country, right? September 30th was almost 2 months ago. That Auburn team that the Aggies beat right there lost to Georgia 27-20. It's the closest game Georgia's had. It was 17-17 going into the fourth quarter. That's the team the Aggies just beat. 31-10 at their place and took $1.85 million of their money. I don't know if it's the biggest win in the history of New Mexico high school or college football, but I don't know that I got a bunch of bigger ones. You guys can help me. 505-246-0610. Fred, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, Fred.
Hey, Jeff. Hey, congratulations to New Mexico State. It's such a cool win. But I wanted to add to your total of things that happened this weekend. You, since your daughter's in cross country,
Fred, Gianna's going to be with us. Gianna's going to be with us at 9:00. Gianna Raymer. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. No.
Good.
In fact, I was there. Saw Gianna Raymer win. Talked about a little earlier. 8th grader who won the cross country regional. If you check the picture in the paper, check the photo credit. See who that was. I even got a photo credit, Fred. How about that?
Well, hey, we can't forget though about the freshman Hampton Samuel came in second in the cross country championships, and that's pretty amazing. That's thousands and thousands of guys that he beat. He's only a freshman. That's cool. And then then during the game though, the Lobo game, it was kind of cool that they said that we're number one in the whole nation
in offensive turnaround. Yeah.
In offense, I thought that was really cool too. And I mean, it just all these things that happen is just incredible. And one more thing. I don't know if people know this. I didn't realize this, but we only have 4 seniors on this team. We got everybody else coming back now, providing they do come back, of course. But we only have 4 seniors. Is that incredible? The whole team, 4 seniors. Everybody else can play next year. So I just wanted to bring that up.
No, it's great. It's great stuff, Fred. It's great stuff.
Okay,
appreciate it. Hampton Samuel Lobos, 2nd in the nation in cross country. I mean, I don't know. Is that pretty good?
2nd is good. Yeah. In the whole country, you mean?
And he's a
all
freshman
the teams?
at the national, at the collegiate national.
That's amazing.
Yeah, the cross country collegiate nationals were this weekend.
So let me ask you this: nationals were this weekend. Is that season wrapping up for them?
Yeah, that's
cross
it.
country.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I guess I didn't.
That's
realize
the championship, the national championship.
They ended the season 2nd overall.
Hampton did. Hampton finished 2nd as an individual.
Very impressive.
Yeah.
Very, very impressive.
Yeah. I mean, it was just an insane weekend. All right, 505. I just kind of boxed out of everything because I had a little problem here. But 505-246-0610. You guys are sending me a bunch of stuff. The text line is going. It says, "Wow, Aggies, baby. Didn't watch, but still wobbling." This one says, "Don't forget about Purdy." Oh, I won't forget about Purdy. He was really good. This one says, "Great weekend for New Mexico. Even as a Lobo fan, I'm happy to see NM State get a marquee win. I'm most excited for Danny and his Lobo squad. Big win. Let's get 5 this week." Big, big, big win. If you stayed up late and watched the Lobos, and I did, Lobos looked so complete. And I say complete, you're going to say, Jeff, they didn't throw the ball as well. Well, they didn't need to. They dominated the line of scrimmage and ran the ball down Fresno State's throat to the tune of 300-plus yards, and Bill had 201. And so, and defensively, it was their best game of the year. You couple those two, and we haven't had a better week around here in a long time. What's up, John? You're on the Sports Animal.
Hey, I feel great. The Aggies are doing so good, and in that Fright song where it says, "In the hills will send back the cry," we're here to do or die. It's that spirit that is propelling that team, and that hard hat mentality is what's doing it. But I got to say more about just the football team. The women's sports programs, the volleyball, the basketball have done phenomenally well. The basketball team just won. Everything seems to be clicking. And, I went to school down there, and you don't get a sense of what these special moments are like until you are in a community where you're playing second fiddle to a lot of people. And, the Aggies have always had it in them, and I think it's great to see what we're seeing now. And I think Jerry Kill is setting a nice tone, not just for his team, but for the other coaches, and they can rally off of that. And it's good to see New Mexico in general overall getting some press time, because at the end of the day, we've got a lot to offer in this state. And And New Mexico State is just one of those places, and thanks to those kids down there for putting us on that stage.
Good call, man. No, it's a good one, and I know winning's fun when it's winning, when it's your alma mater, when it's something you're vested in. It's even more fun, and you watch something at a level like that, and enjoy it, man. It's been a lot of years where it's been the other way. So this is why you do sports, right? This is why you give a damn and enjoy moments like this. John, appreciate your call. Thanks, man.
Hey, and real quick,
Yeah.
can I say something?
Please.
There's a coach on that team. Who I believe his wife is fighting cancer, and good luck to her.
Coach Dreiling, the defensive coordinator, is fighting breast cancer, and he's been dealing with the kids at home and helping her and coaching. And Jerry Kill's been giving him the time to go take care of the kids and coach the defense. And by the way, the defense was spectacular. Yeah, there's a lot of things going on down there, and that's another big deal. Yeah. All right, John, appreciate you. 505-246-0610. If you just start looking at some of the stuff that's surrounding, do you see there's sometimes, special seasons just have special stuff. Bill had 209. Did I say 201? Sorry, Frank. 209. What was the thing you wanted me to ask Frank? There was something we wanted to look up. I'll find it. All right. Well, coming up next, looking forward to have a conversation with a guy who had a big, big victory over the weekend. Lobos go into Fresno and beat the big bad Bulldogs. They've been the bully on the block, hadn't won there since 94. Only second time they've ever won at Fresno. Start knocking down walls. Danny Gonzalez going to be with us, the head coach of the Lobos, who won 25-17 in Fresno on Saturday. Head coach of the Lobos next on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. Your home for Sunday night and Thursday night and tonight football.
For Gay Live this Tuesday. Classic Funk and Groove is coming to the ABQ with the Magic Beans, live at Fusion downtown. Tickets to this family-friendly event are just $5. The Magic Beans. Purchase tickets or get details online now at fusionnm.org.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Spout, get ready!
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Side.
Mexico for 5 years running. It's the OD and the AM with 3-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
Well, I know you were glad you stayed up late on Saturday night because that's the performance from that Lobo football team that you've been waiting for a while. A complete performance, both sides of the ball. They ran the ball down the throats of Fresno State. If Fresno State had been the big bad bulldog on the block in the Mountain West the last couple of years, Fresno State was battling to get into the championship game, and the Lobos went into Fresno and dominated the Dogs, outgaining them 528 to 230, running the ball at will, and came out with a big 25-17 victory in Fresno. I'm Jeff Symbieta. It's the opening drive, the conversation with Danny Gonzalez, sponsored by the law offices of Rudy Chavez. Where do you turn when you need legal help? Rudy's experienced, and he really cares. Call Rudy at 505-242-5500 today. Make your legal problems go away. The head football coach at the University of New Mexico is Danny Gonzalez, and it's an odd week. They're practicing this morning. Games on Friday. Everything's pushed back. So I really appreciate you stepping out of the meetings and spending some time with us. Good morning. How you living?
Good morning. We're living great. It's a beautiful day here in Albuquerque. The sun's out. We're getting ready to go outside to practice here in about an hour. We're in position meetings right now. Getting ready to play on a short week against Utah State.
Danny, you've told me all year we're close. We're close. And the scores were tough to deal with, and I know. And I think that's what you meant when you watched guys wrap up and tackle, when your offensive line down a starter, played the way they did, Bill ran the way he did, both quarterbacks played the way they did. I guess that's what you mean when you said you were close.
Well, I mean, look at our league. I've said it all year long, and I think some people think like, wow, this guy's, I don't know what he's thinking, because our league is very comparative, top to bottom. I mean, Fresno State was 8-1 2 weeks ago and ranked in the 25th in the country, and was playing really, really good football. And I thought San Jose State got on a little bit of a run, and they played really well last week and beat up on Fresno State. Now we had a completely different game plan against San Jose State or against Fresno State than they did. But what happened is our kids overcame some adversity that we haven't before. I mean, we went down 14-3, and after the going down 14-3, a lot of the last 2 weeks it's kind of turned into an avalanche of we can't get over it. And I thought the defense at that point, they got 6 3-and-outs in a row. Offense kind of settled down and started making the plays, and we got down there and kicked a field goal. We got another stop, and then we were able to put the ball in the end zone. All of a sudden, it was 14-12. We missed a 2-point conversion, and everything was fine. I thought our guys fought together, stayed together, and then in the second half, we completely dominated that football game. What was it up front? Because your offensive line, you got physical now, right? And they're a physical football team. That's a Jeff Tedford team. They're not all finesse football team. You beat them up on the two lines. We did. I mean, both offensive line and defensive line. Our offensive line did a great job because we were just running inside zone, outside zone. We weren't doing anything spectacular. We weren't running counters. We weren't trying to trick them. It was what we told the offensive line before the game, and really all week long the message was, we're going to go at them man-on-man to see who the toughest guy is. And you either block your guy and let Bill make somebody miss or break a tackle, or if you get your tail whooped, then we're not going to be able to run the football. And I think they took to it, and I thought they played really well. And then on the other side, on the defense, they've been really good offensively. I mean, they're top 30 offense in the country, second in our league in throwing the football. Both quarterbacks have had success throwing the football. Logan Fife absolutely tore us up last year in the second half. So we did a really good job of getting pressure on them. I thought our two defensive ends, Destin Gaynor and Gabe Lopez, did a great job of getting pressure on the quarterback. And then our linebackers, I mean, some of the stunts we did had them on their heels, and they were throwing the ball back. But then our secondary played really good. I think our two corners played as good as they played all year. Dante Martin broke the record with his 2 PBUs, so he's now the career record leader for PBUs at the University of New Mexico. And then Zach Morris, who's fifth in our league in PBUs, I thought he played an outstanding game, probably his best game as a Lobo.
For those of you acronymically challenged, pass breakup is PBU. If you don't just watch the stat sheet. He's Danny Gonzalez, the Lobo football coach. You know, this showed me a lot of things. It showed me some of the talent, but it showed me that these guys, they could have given up after your 7th loss and being eliminated from getting to 6. It showed me that they want to play for this coaching staff, and that there's a lot of pride there. How was this the most complete game? If you agree with me that this was the most complete game you played this year?
Well, it was. I mean, I thought their preparation was really good. We had some moments in practice on Wednesday where they were starting to bicker with each other because they're getting antsy and wanting to play. And I think the senior leadership really took over from that moment and kind of got those guys straightened out. And I thought Thursday was probably our best practice of the year. Friday, we traveled with a purpose. And then Saturday, I mean, with an 8:40 start on our clock, 7:40 over there, I mean, that's a long day. So we kind of broke it up. We went over to the stadium. It was raining in the morning. We did some walkthroughs out in the rain at the parking lot back at the hotel, so they couldn't see what we were doing. And then they had some great intentional focus. And when we got down 14-3, our sideline never wavered. And that's a team that when they get leads, Fresno State, they usually, I mean, they put the pedal on the gas and they keep going. I thought from that point on, I mean, we only gave up 67 yards of total offense from that point against a really powerful offense. And then offensively, we just kept running the ball, and Bill and Andrew and Devin did a fantastic job, and we were the more physical team.
Well, when you got 3 scoring drives of 90-plus yards and running the ball down their throat, and Bill's special, and you could see that from practice. Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt had 4 yards rushing, but drives of 90-plus yards, that's how you win a lot of football games, man. Like when you control it and keep them off the field, and then when they get on, Danny, the disparaging numbers in offense, 528 to 230, that's utter domination.
Yeah, it was. I mean, we play. That's the frustrating part is this team has had that ability all year, and you know, we beat Hawaii, and I talked about we played a complete game, and I think a lot of people are saying, well, Hawaii, they've won 1 or 2 games, and then Hawaii goes and beats Nevada, and then they go and beat Air Force, who was the best team in our league. Yep. We didn't play good in the second half after we had moments where the game turned against UNLV and Boise, and those games, as lopsided as those scores were, they were really competitive early. We just shot ourselves in the foot. Well, the game against Fresno was competitive early, but they had a 14-3 lead, and we just kept plugging away, and we made enough plays that we got it rolling. And then in the second half, I mean, they couldn't stop us running the ball, and they couldn't get first downs. I mean, we had 6 3-and-outs in a row, which is the best we've done by far this year, obviously. But when we got the ball, like you said, the 90-yard drives, I mean, Fresno did a nice job of punting the ball and getting us inside our 10-yard line. The offense said, no big deal, let's just go. They handed it to Bill, and then Dylan and Devin did a great job. I thought we did a really good job because Maurice Norris is a really good player, number 7, and I thought we went away from him. We moved him around. We tired him out, and then as the game went along, our guys continued to compete and just took their will, and we ended the game in the victory formation, which is the way you want to end it.
He's Danny Gonzalez, Lobo football coach, with us for a few more minutes. All right, Dylan leaves with an apparent arm injury. Devin played well. You got 1 left, and Dylan's talked about, you know, this is the last one for him. How is he? It's a short week. You got Utah State on Friday. How's your starting quarterback?
So what happened was he took a helmet to the funny bone, and it bruised the ulnar nerve right there. So his ring finger and his pinky finger lost feeling for a minute. He was okay by the end of the fourth quarter, but Devin, I talked about earlier in the week, if one of them has a hot hand, we're going to play. Devin was playing good at that time, and it wasn't worth taking a chance to get Dylan banged up. Dylan's fine. He'll start this week. We'll have a similar plan. We'll play both quarterbacks. the one that's playing the best at the moment is the one that's going to stay in. I mean, we'll have different packages for both of them. And Dylan is he's right there. He's creeping up on throwing for 2,000 yards. Bill is 45 yards away from running for 1,000. So I mean, we've got some things to play for. And then our opportunity to win our 5th game on the season and get in a potential conversation for bowl eligible teams and all that good stuff. So we got a lot to play for. Utah State's coming in trying to get bowl eligible and get their 6th win. So Friday afternoon at 1:30. I mean, I can tell you this, Blake, who's a good friend of mine, he's going to be telling his players about how no one's going to be there. You can hear a pin drop like you did 2 years ago. Well, let's show up to the stadium and have some fun on a Friday afternoon where the weather's going to be great at 1:30 and cheer on the Lobos.
Look at you, guy. I believe you said is your best friend, coaching friend in this league, and you're trying to ruin his bowl season on Friday, and not feel bad about it, nor should you.
Not one bit. Yeah. He texted me congratulations the other night on the win. I told him I'll make him a deal. If they don't throw it, we won't blitz. He said, okay, so we'll see the first play of the game. We'll probably send 7, and I'm sure he'll throw it deep down the middle, and then we can both look at each other and call each other liars.
And let's play now. Yeah, and now
exactly.
Let's play. Yeah, Caleb Medford had a breakout game. And I know I talked to Brian Vincent about 3 weeks ago, right before the UNLV game, and he said the progress that he's made has been really, really encouraging. You got a young man who transferred in here who's got years to play, who feels like he's developing into a go-to guy.
I think Caleb is becoming one of the premier receivers in the Mountain West Conference, which is a great league. I think he played really well. We threw him over the top early. We missed him on one. He had a contested ball that they broke up on another, but he had a career night, 6 catches for over 100 yards. It was outstanding. Now there's one young man in that room, that doesn't get all the accolades and probably doesn't get as much touches as he deserves, but Andrew Erickson, that young man he's probably the best one in that room. He is super fast. He is so smart that he has to do things that set things up for other guys, and he gets touches, but the fumble when Dylan threw an interception,
the biggest play of the game,
and yep. I think it was. It's 14-12 in the third quarter. We throw an interception. They return it down to our 8-yard line. Andrew Erickson is busting his tail, and he goes and he knocks it out, and DJ Washington recovers it. And then we go 5 more plays, and the knucklehead throws another interception, and the defense comes out and goes 3 and out. Yeah. That's not something that we've done this year, and I thought that was a big turning point I really believe that's a potential turning point of this program, because they fought through adversity. They fought together. They stayed the course like we've talked about all year long. And I thought that series right there where we go fumble, Andrew Erickson recovers causes the fumble, we recover it, Dylan throws another interception, we go out there and get a 3 and out. I think that changed the trajectory of the game. And from that point on, we end up going up 25-14 and finishing the ball game.
Yeah, I wrote that down. I was going to ask you about that. I thought it was the biggest play game. All right, lastly, you can tell me I'm ridiculous. And when I first heard this, I thought there's just no way, and then I heard it again. So Ned James said this. I was just landed. I was driving back from the airport, listening to the pregame show, going home to watch the game, and he said this. And then another good buddy of both of ours, a former player, said this to me yesterday. And I've never been a college football player, so I don't know how it goes in the locker room. But Ned said this, and this other player said it to me, that maybe the players saw what New Mexico State did to Auburn, said, hey, why not us? We're 20-point underdogs. We can do it, and we don't want them getting all the love and all the talk. And I'm thinking, no, that doesn't really enter, does it? Any part at all? Was that ever even a conversation in your room?
No, not a conversation at all. I don't.
Thank you.
They might have known the score of the game and thought, wow, great. But obviously our intentional focus was on Fresno because we went out there and played well. I never had that thought, so no.
Yeah, no, I heard that. And I'm like, they don't, not really, but two former players said that. All right, Utah State, it's a big one for them. What do they do well?
Well, I think, one, Blake's teams play really hard on both sides of the ball. They're going to spread you out. They're like basketball on grass. They're going to put receivers from sideline to sideline. They're going to go fast as can be. They're playing 2 quarterbacks like us. They've got a true freshman. They've thrown some interceptions this year, which we haven't taken a lot of interceptions this year, so it'll be interesting to see where that matchup goes. They run the ball very well, though. They run the ball for almost 200 yards a game. They throw it for over 200 yards a game. So they're balanced. And they do a great job. And then defensively, they're gonna stand, they're gonna move up front. They're gonna try and get pressure on the quarterback and not allow us to run the ball. and then they're pretty good in the secondary. And then special teams, they play. I mean, it's a Blake Anderson football team. They play very hard. So it'll be a great football game on Saturday. The team that makes the least mistakes is going to have the best chance to win, obviously. The team that plays the hardest, I mean, is going to be they're fighting to get their 6th win guaranteed, and we're fighting to get our 5th.
Yeah, all right. Lastly, it's the last week of the season. I haven't asked you all year, but who is your starting quarterback this weekend then, or this Friday?
Yeah, how about that? I mean, other than we didn't talk about it because of Boise State, because I don't want to give them an advantage. When and on Monday when I was on the radio, I didn't know Dylan wouldn't be playing. So unfortunately, we're not going to make it through an entire football season with the same starting quarterback because of what happened last week. But Dylan will start Saturday. The two of them will play.
Friday.
We've been very fortunate and blessed there.
Yeah, so Friday, yeah.
Or Friday, excuse me. Yes.
Yeah, no, that's all right. That's right. I did the same thing. All right, it's been all year, and I hadn't had to ask you. That's kind of cool. All right, let's do this again next Monday. We'll wrap it up. Congratulations, and really appreciate you stepping out. I know the team's in meetings, and you got practice today. Really, really appreciate you spending some time with us. Congratulations. It was a great night, a great win for this program, and I know it's going to be satisfying for you. So enjoy it, and go get Utah State on Friday, and have a great Thanksgiving.
I appreciate it. Have a great Thanksgiving week to you and to the community. Let's spend Friday afternoon at 1:30 at Lobo Stadium. Let's come on down here to the Den, and let's get a big crowd. We got 4 guys will play their last game for sure. Outside of that, let's go get us a 5th win and have some fun. I appreciate all you guys do. Thanks. Go Lobos.
Be well. Danny Gonzalez. That conversation was sponsored by the law offices of Rudy Chavez. Personal and experienced care for your legal issues. Call Rudy at 505-242-5500 today. Make your legal problems go away. So much in there to talk about. It will be Dylan Hopkins, a quarterback, but you can respond when we return. 505-246-0610. 888-922-0610 after the Lobos dominate Fresno State and win 25-17. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal, your home for Sunday night, Monday night, and Thursday night football.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you. I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Sweet Rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a #1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman!
Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How would I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom. Sweet.
Iko from when the Grateful Dead played Homecoming at UNM in 1977. October 77? Is that what that is?
October 7th, 1977. Grateful Dead.
You keep that low like the whole time. It's kind of a good little groove to it.
Just let it breathe.
Yeah, let it breathe. 505-246-0610. What's up, Rudy? That was for you. He did this.
I know. And, you know, for all my fellow Deadheads, man, October 7th, 1977, Friday night at the Pit, Homecoming, and Grateful Dead is the homecoming band for UNM.
That's pretty decent. Yeah, that's pretty decent.
Pretty good, huh?
Yeah. What's up?
Pretty
How
good
you living?
stuff.
I know you're living well.
Oh, you know what? I'm still on cloud nine.
Yeah.
First of all, congratulations to the Aggies. That's something special. You go into an SEC school. It might be the week before Alabama and the Iron Bowl. Who cares? That was a punking. And that's 2 years in a row that Jerry Kill has taken a team and punked a Hugh Freeze.
Hugh Freeze. Yeah, he owns Hugh Freeze. I said that last week. Remember, DC, when I said that last week? He beat up Hugh Freeze last year and by 20-something when Hugh Freeze was at Liberty. And now he went in and just beat him again this week.
And, we were talking about the greatest wins for New Mexico schools. In my mind, the greatest win to this day was when Utah rolled into Albuquerque on November 5th, ranked number 9 and undefeated, and UNM beat them. Never forget that. Stoney Case to Galvin Perlman, and Nathan Vale kicks the winning field goal, 23-21. Right. And we tore down the goalpost.
Yeah, there you go.
But what this says is that maybe we can have success. And I think that the game Friday, you don't go to Fresno and beat Fresno State when they're 8-2 unless you put on a show. And that was a show.
Yeah.
That's what this team's capable of. And 4 seniors. So all these people that want to get rid of Danny, and I'm going to just say it, no. We're building something. And it takes a while to build. And I don't think people remember, but when Danny took this program over, it was as low as it's ever been, ever. And I've been a Lobo fan since I was a kid, and I've watched this program, and you know how I've invested in it. And it couldn't have been any lower. I think we had 3 offensive linemen,
So you don't win a game like that unless you're really tough on the offensive and defensive lines, and then you have the backing. But I just thought there were a couple of plays when Devin Dampier drops the ball and then just picks it up and throws it. That was supposed to be a quarterback draw.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's a kid that can think on his feet, that knows and understands the offense and knew where to put the ball, because it was either going to be an incomplete pass and kick the field goal
or the game
touchdown,
winner.
And that was the backbreaker.
Yeah, or the game winner. Yeah.
Yep. Final thing, this is the game week, and so happiness is crushed Buckeye nuts. We'll talk to you guys later.
See you. All right. Keep them coming at 505-246-0610. Sean, you had a pretty good weekend. How you living?
Hey, yeah, it was a pretty good weekend. Women's basketball win. This little big win over Auburn, not a big deal there.
Yeah, kind of.
And then men's basketball comes back and wins.
Yeah,
and,
they were down big at halftime to Northern Colorado. The Aggies were.
Yeah,
came back and won.
Yeah. So it was wobbling down here, that's for sure. When it comes to these body bag games, I think I've watched a lot of them. Obviously, we're all mid-major fans here, and I think what you want to do is you just want to see them compete for a half. Because the second half is when the depth takes over, your talent gap takes over. But when I was watching this game, I was like, okay, it's 10-7 going into the half. I was like, okay, whatever. They're going to get the ball and march right down. We force them to punt, and then you go back and score again, and it's 17-7. You're like, wait a second here, but you're always waiting for the other shoe to drop. But with this team, I feel like there's a shift of mentality. In years past, being an Aggie fan, watching the football games, you're just kind of waiting for the other shoe to drop. You're waiting for that big fumble, or we're going to throw an interception, and that derails the whole thing. But with this team, there's just this mentality of like they're going to find a way to win, and it's a pretty special thing. So, amazing game. Loved seeing Pavia body slam the guy.
He just kind of dropped him. He didn't really. He picked him up and then dropped him. I didn't think he slammed him. It's like he had him up and then he dropped him. Right? He could have.
I think his momentum kind of carried him that direction. I don't know if it was a foul or not, but I think because of the reaction, they had to call something.
Right.
But that still set the physicality tone, and I loved it. What a great weekend for New Mexico sports. Thanks, guys.
I appreciate it. What one of the differences is Sean just alluded to something. And I've always been a firm believer that you create your own luck. And what does that mean, Jeff? I mean, sometimes you can't control things. No, I totally, good things happen to bad people all the time. I understand that. And bad things happen to good people, which is really kind of what I meant. But in the past, you're waiting for that big penalty or that big return or a guy busts a 90-yarder. They create their own luck. The fake field goal call in your own territory that Andre Selden, who, if you missed that conversation, I really suggest you find it on the podcast. The defensive back from New Mexico State was telling us about back in your own territory. I mean, as Edward said earlier, Jerry Kill's got a set that Zozober would be proud of, right? I mean, it takes guts, but you created, what do you got to lose? You're at Auburn. Let's go create our own luck. Going for it on fourth down instead of kicking the field goal, and Diego Pavia hits Eli Stowers for that touchdown that put the game away. Instead of waiting for things to happen, that team, it feels like, and the Lobos did this the other night too. They decided to take things into their own hand and A, not make a bunch of mistakes, which will kill you all the time, but B, go out and make things happen. And that is kind of, to me, the difference in what's going on here. It is what it is. All right, I got a bunch of emails. I got, gosh, dog. I mean, you guys are all over the place with this. Carl says it was better than November 14th, 2016. Jeff, Holly Holm beat overrated Ronda Rousey. Level football got dominated. Broncos had like 700 yards of total offense that night. They just couldn't put the ball in the basket. There was a lid on the rims on the blue that night. Saturday was 2 legit victories from Carl. So Carl says that this weekend Saturday was better than that day that Holly beat Ronda and the Lobos won on the blue. Okay? Holly beating Ronda was a worldwide event. This was big. The Aggies beating Auburn was maybe one of the biggest stories in college football this weekend. I mean, am I going too far with that? What was bigger?
No, you're not. That was the biggest story by far. It hit headlines in places you just don't see New Mexico State.
You see New Mexico State on the front page of all the Sports
Illustrated, Sports,
everywhere.
ESPN, everything.
Everywhere. Yeah. This was big. And then the Lobos. But look, I think I told you this. You can count on two hands the amount of times over the last 15 years the Aggies and Lobos both won in the same week in football. And maybe we're starting to turn that thing around a little bit. But I'm going to tell you, you could count on one finger the amount of times they both went on the road as 23-plus point underdogs and both won. I'm going to tell you that's happened once, and that was this Saturday. And go ahead. I didn't even do the research. I just know it's true. Right? There's just pick your two biggest wins, and they didn't happen the same week. So it was special. It was. Another special person, Gianna Raymer, is going to join us at 9 o'clock. She is the 8th grader at Hoover Middle School that won the state cross-country championship by 2+ minutes, but then in Mesa, Arizona this weekend won the cross-country regional, the Nike Cross Regionals, and is going to nationals as a regional champ as an 8th grader. She's an amazing young lady. I think you're going to enjoy that. When we come back, let's talk a little NFL, huh? Are we doing Red Zone today? It's just you and me. JJ's in Cancun. Are we doing Red Zone today? You want to do Red Zone over? I'll tell you what. Let's do Red Zone over our 3-for-all results.
Okay. All right.
And I'll give you some Red Zone stuff to talk about, and I'll create some stuff out of our 3-for-all results.
I love that. That sounds great.
I'm taking a little heat off of you today. But big one for the Broncos yesterday. Tough one for the Chargers. Have I heard that before? It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal, your home for Sunday night and Monday night. Oh, did we talk about JMU and Thursday night football? And I tell you about on-the-spot automotive detailing all the time. I tell you about OTS. Why? Well, because I totally believe. I wouldn't tell you about something if I didn't believe it. But I've had it done many times, and on-the-spot automotive detailing is tremendous. And now it's gift-giving season, and I don't know that you're going to find a better gift to give. What's a great gift? Something somebody will love that they probably won't buy for themselves. On-the-spot automotive detailing. What is it? They come to you where it's convenient. So while you're working there in the parking lot, you don't take your car to them, and they detail your car. Inside, outside, around the rims, under the hood. Like when they're done, it's like the day you took it off the lot. At your place, when it's convenient. They also offer window tint services for your vehicle. There's nothing like it. And I'm satisfied, beyond satisfied, every time On the Spot Automotive Detailing comes by and takes care of my vehicle. You want a new car? You don't have to have a new car. Just call On the Spot, and yours will feel brand new. 505-859-2859. 505-859-2859. We're online at otsdetailing.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is Pro View. From pros to prep. All your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on Pro View Networks.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach. My teacher. My older sisters. My grandma. My brother. My tutor. My dad and my mom.
As Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
Hi, I'm Steve Sucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, ripped, plastered, destroyed, bruh. You're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman!
Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How would I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
Boom!
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
Broncos last night. Russell Wilson coming back with a big victory, 21-20. Broncos were winners. Big stories yesterday. Did Miami beat a good team? Is that finally a good win? It's a borderline one, right? Borderline.
Are the Raiders a good team?
I mean, that's my point.
Yeah, I don't think they beat a good team.
All right, they still have it. Jacksonville bounced back with a big victory over Tennessee. Saw that one coming. Houston, 5-point victory over Arizona. I think Arizona's going to start to realize, maybe Kyler Murray is our guy, and we'll use our draft capital and build the rest of that roster because, well, that rest of the roster needs building. Detroit got tested by the Chicago Bears, came back late. Justin Fields had a pretty nice day, went for 169-1 in his first game back, ran for 104 yards. But Jared Goff, after 3 interceptions, led them back. It was a big victory for them. Niners continued to roll. Biggest loser of the week certainly is the Chargers. I mean, is there an issue? And then Buffalo responded, and I thought the way Buffalo responded after firing their offensive coordinator, putting up 32 on a good Jets defense. I mean, it's not against, pick your crummy defense. That's the Jets who have been doing it to everyone. And the biggest question I have of the weekend, if Tommy DeVito was this damn good, why did they not let him do this? Like, JJ sent me a text yesterday. Tommy DeVito's better than Sam Howell. Tommy DeVito went 18 for 26, 246, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Giants beat Washington. Where'd that come from? All right, if this guy was able to do that, why for the first 3 weeks would you not let him throw it past the line of scrimmage?
That is a really excellent question.
Did he just get that good the last 2 weeks because Mom was cooking better chicken cutlets?
He got the cutlets. I think that was the turning point for him. I will say, though, I mean, he looked like a good quarterback in that first half.
Okay, and I sat right here last week, and I said that is the worst offense I've ever seen in the National Football League. When they played the Jets the week before, in that embarrassing 13-10 game, it was disgusting.
It was.
And it was all Saquon, and I'll stand by that. I thought it was the worst offense I've ever seen in the NFL. And then they unleashed this guy and let him throw, and I'm like, whoa, wait. Okay, so maybe I was wrong on Tommy DeVito. Maybe they just didn't let him throw. But if the guy could do this, why on earth did they not let him do that the first few weeks?
That is a fantastic question because obviously he didn't just learn to throw over the last few days.
Kind of my point.
Yeah, I look at that coaching staff and I am wondering what's the plan here? JJ always talks about tanking. It doesn't work. It doesn't happen. But I mean, you're going to have to convince me that they're not doing that right now.
Well, they went out and won. So that should convince you, right?
Tommy DeVito's not tanking. That's
so that's what I got out of this. So JJ sends me this text, okay, and JJ Buck, the co-host of our show, who's the voice of the Lady Lobos and is in Cancun and not with us this week, that Tommy DeVito's better than Sam Howell. And I'm like, yeah, today. But is that a fair observation? So I look at this thing and I'm like, okay, yeah, Tommy DeVito had a day. But if he was throwing passes into windows, like he looked like an NFL quarterback. Well, Jeff, they played Washington. Well, I mean, Washington's not horrible. They're not great. They're 4-7. They were 4-6. But tell me why all of a sudden they opened it up and permitted this guy now. Well, let's let him throw and see what he can do. You didn't have practice all week? What are we doing?
I mean, he only had 26 attempts, so they're not totally opening it
26 is about average. I mean, he didn't throw 45 times like Sam Howell did.
Yes, Sam Howell, 31 for 45. That's a crazy stat line considering he had 255 yards and 3
interceptions.
3 interceptions, yeah. Tommy DeVito on his 18 for 26 had 246 yards. So, yeah, Tommy DeVito. I hate to do it, but every time I saw him, I kept thinking about the Jersey Shore because he is
totally.
He's Jersey 100%. All the way. He's awesome.
Dorian Thompson-Robinson, the preseason MVP, got a start for the Cleveland Browns. Was emotional on the sidelines. I was certain Steelers were going to tomlin this, weren't you? That they were going to come back and find a way to win 13-10. The over-under was what? 32.5, one of the lowest over-unders ever, and it still didn't even come close.
Didn't JJ take the under on that?
No, he went over.
Oh, he went over. Oh,
he went over.
I was going to say that's an incredible call. But no, I'm with you. I thought the Steelers were going to find a way to win that game, and I got to say it says a lot about the Browns because
Browns are nice.
They are nice, and the point that JJ made a bunch of times last week really kind of set home when it's like Watson really didn't actually play that much, so losing him is not that big of a loss. Coming out and getting this win, going up 7-3. I was ready to write him off of the playoffs last week. I don't think I am anymore.
Well, they play 2 mediocre teams the next couple of weeks, Broncos and the Rams. Now, Broncos are hot. How about the Broncos win last night? I mean, have they turned the corner?
I think that is a very real possibility. I think you look at Russell Wilson's numbers, and it's easy to forget that he lost his top 2 receivers before the season started. So he's playing the game he has to play with players he has to work with.
Cortland Sutton's a stud.
He is definitely he's the bright spot on that offense right now.
Here's the key. Russ didn't turn the ball over.
And he hasn't recently. I mean, his ball security has been probably the high point of his game over the last 4 weeks.
He
Or 4 wins, really.
Yeah, no, he didn't turn it over. C.J. Stroud turned the ball over yesterday. He
And
turned it
still
over
got a win?
3 times, and they still win. He's had 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and they still win in Houston. Cowboys roll. Look, and Dak was good, 189. Everybody's telling me Dak's playing the best they've ever. Oh, you see Dak's turned around. Dak always plays well against the Panthers and the Giants and the Rams and the Chargers and the Patriots and the Jets and the Giants.
Yeah, one win Panthers team, like that should be a
people got to
situation where you roll.
stop with it until he can do it. Against the Eagles, Dak is a good quarterback. Dak has not been great in the big moments. He's good against the mediocre teams, the teams that you quote unquote, I hate this term, should beat. I hate that, by the way. But that's where he's really good. But he's got to be better in other spots. All right. I got a bunch more NFL stuff and thousands of, no, not thousands, but a lot of texts and emails that you want to get through. When we come back, do you have the Brandon Staley sound?
Yeah, I can grab that.
Is Chargers coach Brandon Staley like any day now? He coaches, a lot of coaches have their snap moments. You play to win the game. They are what we thought they were. You want to crown their ass, right? Everybody's got their moment. Stop asking me that question. Well, Brandon Staley had his moment. He's the Chargers coach, and we'll hear that when we come back. Hey, the number is growing. International Protective Service has hundreds of homeowners who trust them to install alarms and cameras to keep their eyes on those homes and businesses and to respond quickly if alarms go off with an armed officer. The reality is police aren't coming for hours, if they come at all. In most cases, IPS is there within 7 minutes or less. During the holidays, you're going to be traveling. You're going to be going to holiday parties. There's almost nothing worse than coming home to find out you've been the victim of a break-in. Have you noticed IPS's officers at some local stores, Targets, Walmarts? IPS is making a major difference for them. They can help you, too. They've helped me. They patrol my home every day. Officer Crespin comes by every day, and when I travel, I let them know. They look for packages. They do extra patrols. They make sure my place is secure, and it's given us peace of mind. IPS has a team watching video cameras and monitoring alarms around the clock to secure your home. Cameras are known to discourage criminal activity. Your home's supposed to be a place of security. If someone breaks in, it's devastating for that sense of security. Homes that are protected are far less likely to be targeted by bad guys. Call 505-897-2420, 505-897-2420, or visit ipsglobal.com, passionate about making Albuquerque a better and safer place to live and work.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Spell, get ready!
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
If
You're drunk. Blasted. Intoxicated. Ripped. Plastered. Destroyed, bruh. You're like this. You shouldn't be driving.
Rosendo Najar here, president of Carpenters Local 1319.
Juan Junior Gonzalez, warden of Local 1319. Some people have a misconception about what a carpenter does.
The carpentry trade entails more than just woodworking or building houses. We are responsible for 85% of a construction job site. Everything from the superintendent on down. We have a great apprenticeship program. Information can be found on our website.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
That's what I thought it was. Oh, are they super? Are they San Diego? But it's still a great song. It's not Ram It or anything, but it's pretty good. Chargers. I never advocate for guys to lose their job. I mean, I'm not. There's a human side of me that has watched too many good friends get fired, been fired, and I understand what goes with it. But I also understand the business, and I know the coaches are going to get fired. Chargers lose to the Packers, and they fall to 4-6, and like everybody you talk to, oh, they got a great roster. Their bottom line is they're in last place in the AFC West. They're 4-6 behind the Raiders, behind the Broncos. So Brandon Staley's their head coach, and he's on the hot seat. I think everybody realized that after they blew that 27-0 lead in the AFC playoffs last year in Jacksonville. Coaches seem to have a snap moment when it's coming to an end, don't they? This is Brandon Staley was asked yesterday after the game, well, are you going to continue to call the defenses, and are you going to make a change in the way the defense? By the way, they only lost 23. They give up 23 points. Here's Brandon Staley.
We got to bring this group together and do it consistently, okay? And that's where it's at. So you can stop asking that question, okay? I'm going to be calling the defenses, okay? So we're clear. So you don't have to ask that again.
I don't know whether I have a problem with him kind of doing that. And I mean, it's got to be harsh sitting up there every week, listening to the same mess, right? But who's first? Him, Ron Rivera, Matt Eberflus, Carolina, Frank Reich?
I think Frank's okay. I don't see how Staley makes it through this week, to be honest. I'm a little surprised he still has
So it could happen today, you think?
It would not surprise me.
All right. Travis, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, Travis.
Good morning, fella.
What's going on?
Listen, that's a feisty press conference. Like, you're making millions and millions of dollars a year. You got to answer tough questions, right? Like, what's with the attitude? I mean, look, I will tell you, I am still in shock. This is what an incredible weekend for New Mexico. This just makes you so proud to be a New Mexican. First off, thank you, DC, for killing my 16 parlay with that Broncos win over the Vikings. I want to thank you personally. I picked the Rams, the Niners, the Cowboys, the Dolphins, the Lions.
You lose every week by one.
And I was sealing the deal with the Vikings, and then I don't know. Somehow or another, the Broncos have figured out how to play defense. Worst defense in the league to somehow being able to shut down, Joshua Dobbs in that final drive. But look, I'll tell you the theme of the weekend is the harder you work, the luckier you get.
Create your own luck, man.
That is exactly right. Listen, that is the takeaway from the enormous success of New Mexico athletics this weekend. I mean, does Jerry Kill have Hugh Freeze's number or what?
Yeah, no, there's no doubt.
There is a perception that Lobos actively root against the Aggies, and probably for some fans, that's true. But any good publicity for New Mexico is good for New Mexico, and I know that most Lobo fans only root against the Aggies when they play the Lobos, and obviously, the take that Aggies only play bad teams is a bad take. Because what we saw this weekend was absolutely incredible. And for the Lobos, I think we have found our quarterback of the future in Devin Dampier. Yep. And quite frankly, I think we have found our coach of the future in Danny Gonzalez. And look, you've heard me all season long. I've had mixed feelings. I love Danny. Question the success on the field, but that was a huge win. And if Danny can get this win against Utah State, it will be an enormous launching pad to this program.
Right on, man.
There is still a question about Danny's contract because no coach can coach on a one-year deal. But this game against Fresno was the type of program progress we were looking for.
So you need,
and even
Travis, I'm at the top of the hour. I got to go. I got to hit the top of the hour. No, I appreciate you. No, your point's made and appreciate it. All right, when we come back, hard work creates your luck. This young lady is the best sports story in New Mexico this fall. Maybe outside of the Aggies win, but it all happened in the same weekend. She is a champion, and she is an 8th grade phenom that has captured a national prominence. Gianna Raymer. She is incredible. She's next. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, ripped, plastered, destroyed, bruh. You're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman!
Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
Boom!
driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
Hi, I'm Steve Sucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
Well, I'm going to the frontier walk.
Sports show in New Mexico for 5 years running. It's the OD in the AM with three-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Bond.
Well, this is my favorite story of what's going on in sports. And we're coming off maybe the best weekend ever in New Mexico sports with the Aggies' big victory, the Lobos' big victory. And this is gigantic. Gianna Raymer has become my favorite story, and I think the best sports story of what's happened in the fall. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta. I'll get back to your phone calls in a little bit. 2 weeks ago, Gianna Raymer, an eighth grader at Hoover Middle School, running for El Dorado High School, won the state big school cross country championship by over 2 minutes. Was the first girl to ever break 17 minutes in the state cross country meet. She's an eighth grader. Went on to Mesa, Arizona this week, and I was out there for the Nike cross-country regionals. The best runners from Utah and Colorado and New Mexico and Arizona, the whole region, and all these high-altitude training schools. And Gianna Raymer won the regional championship. And next up, she is going to the national championships, an all-expense-paid trip to Oregon. And she is 13 years old. She is phenomenal, and you're going to just love her. Gianna Raymer joins us on The Sports Animal. Gianna, good morning. Congratulations. How you doing?
Good morning. Thank you so much. I'm doing good. How are you?
Excellent. Thank you. It was great to see you out there and see so many people cheering. Gianna, that race was insane, and you're up against the best in the region and some of the best in the country. When you went into this race, into regionals, where did you think you would? Did you think you were going to go in and win this, or did you just say, I want to go and compete and see where I stand?
I definitely did not think I was going to win it. I wanted to go and see how it would go. I was excited to have people to race in competition, and it was a really fun, muddy, messy course. And it was super fun. Yeah, no, it rained all morning, and it stopped raining about 20 minutes before your race, which was kind of nice. A, as a spectator, I appreciated it, and B, as a runner, I'm sure you did. You ever run on a course like that? I have, yes. I've run in Kentucky one year. We did nationals, and it was super. It was way muddier than that, and it's really fun. I was glad that I did not slip because I was watching people before me who were slipping in the mud.
So with about 800, probably a little more than that, meters to go, I saw you and took that picture, and you were in third place. You had a terrific kick. Isabella Laurie, the young lady from Fort Collins who finished second last year, was in front of you. And the end of the race, you're coming up that hill towards the chute. Talk about the finish and how you caught her and caught everybody else coming up at the end.
Well, I think for me personally, my strength is definitely uphills. I think that's where I thrive, and that's just where I run my best is when we're running up hills. So I was really glad and excited for the finish because it was an uphill, and I pushed as hard as I could possibly go to try to catch her, And I did not think that I was going to win until I crossed the finish line and I crossed the tape, because she felt like I could feel her on me. It was so close. And I was nervous for a little while. I just kind of went as fast as I could and hoped it worked out.
Yeah, and it did. She's Gianna Raymer, the 8th grader at Hoover Middle School, who just won the Nike Cross Country Regionals in Arizona this weekend, beating the best high school runners in the region. Gianna, what does this mean to you? Have you been able to put this into perspective? You've won a lot of races. Is this the biggest one you've ever won?
It means so much to me. It was so much fun, and my team was there, and they were so amazing. They were running all over the place, and they were right there when I needed them, and they were so amazing. And it was so much fun, and it means so much to me to win. It's not the biggest race that I've won. My sister and I both actually won nationals for track and cross country. And my sister, actually, her name is Isla. She won regionals in El Paso for her age group for USATF.
What a special day for the family. And then your team lifted you up on the shoulders. And I want to put this into perspective for people. So the PA announcer in Mesa, when he was doing the award ceremony, he said, you know, we were watching, New Mexico didn't run their state championships until last week. And he said, so I was watching, and they said there was an 8th grader who won the big school championship by 2 minutes. And he said, we don't let 8th graders run. So I thought that was wrong. He says, maybe we're going to do this for 4 years in a row. And then he announced you as the winner. Do you realize the monumental impact that this is? Do you realize what you're doing at 13 years old and how big of a deal this is? Have you let yourself think about that?
I guess a little bit. I'm trying not to think about it too much, but it's really crazy, and it's not how I expected this season to go, but it's so much fun. And I'm so glad with how it's going.
Gianna, how did you get into running in your style? Because I don't know if you remember this. The Metro Championships out of Community Stadium, I was out there, and you were coming up along the fence about 2/3 of the way through, and there was El Dorado people. They go, Gianna, and you run with this ease, and it seems so easy, and the smile on your face. And as you were going by me, you said, I saw a bunny, and I thought it was one of the coolest things. Do you remember that moment?
I remember.
Where does that ease and that joy come from? Because a lot of people think running's punishment, and you seem to enjoy it so much.
Well, I love to run. I've been running since I was 7, and it's just my favorite thing in the whole wide world. I love the people that you get to meet, the places that you get to go. For me, it's a huge stress reliever to just go out there and run. And running is a hard sport. It's not easy by any stretch. And most people do it because they want to run, not because they're forced into it. So I try to have fun with it because it's not an easy sport. We all joke around that it's everybody's least favorite part of their sport. But I really love to run, and I have so much fun when I'm racing.
Just a few more minutes with Gianna Raymer, the regional champion, the state champion, and now going up to nationals and as an 8th grader competing against the best high school runners in America. Is it true you only practice 3 days a week? What's your practice regimen? How do you prepare each week?
Well, I practice pretty much every day except for Sundays. Most of our days are just kind of junk miles where we just go out for a 4 or 5 mile run just at a nice easy pace just to kind of make sure our legs are still moving but relaxed. But we have 1 to 2 speed workouts a week and then a long run.
When you say junk miles, and you know, so many of us who don't run are sitting here just going, I couldn't do 2 miles, and you say junk miles, it's amazing. How about your family? So how did you all get in? Is it dad? I mean, what is it? Because you mentioned Isla, and she won the regional USATF junior cross country championship, the 3K down in El Paso. So she's going on to nationals. How do you guys, what is it that just got you all into racing and running? Because you're doing it at such an amazing clip.
My parents, they run, but they don't, run anything special. They just kind of, will jump in some 5Ks and stuff. But they thought that it would be a good thing for us to get into. So, like I said, I started when I was 7, and my sister started when she was 5. And so we've been running for a long time, and we joined the best team that we could have joined, Albuquerque Athletics track, and we had some amazing coaches and teammates, and it was a really great way to start our running career.
I'm going to guess you're the best runner in your family. Are you right now?
I think it's pretty close between my sister and I.
When do you remember whenever it is you became faster than your parents and you started beating them?
No, I think one year we went out of town for Thanksgiving and we joined a turkey trot. And my mom and I were running with each other for the entire way. And then I out-sprinted her at the end. And I think that's when we marked that I was finally faster.
How old were you?
8 or 9, maybe 7, 8, around there.
Yeah, it's amazing, Jonna. All right, the celebration. Your teammates in Mesa, I saw them lift you onto their shoulders. You got up and you got to wear that medal, and now going to nationals. Talk about the celebration, and then I remember there was a guy right there saying you have to commit right now, and I saw that look on your face. Well, I think I can go in 2 weeks. The guy was really putting a lot of pressure on you, wasn't he, to commit to go to nationals?
Yeah, it was very much a lot of pressure.
But you're going to nationals, right?
I am, yes.
How excited are you for that?
I'm super excited. It seems like it's going to be so much fun, and I'm excited to go to Portland, and I'm excited to hang out with all of these really, really amazing runners, and I'm super excited. I think it's going to be a ton of fun.
Well, I'll tell you something. All of New Mexico's rooting for you. There were a lot of, you had Academy parents and team were out there, and your El Dorado team, and I saw La Cueva, and it's, they're all rooting for themselves. Every single one of them was rooting for Gianna Raymer, and you've got the whole state behind you. Gianna, what you're doing is amazing, and it was an honor to be there and watch you and win the race and get the medal. And great to just talk to you briefly and see you out there. Tell your dad thank you for allowing you to spend some time with us. And let's stay in touch. Congratulations on the great wins, both at state and at regionals. Safe travels up to nationals. Best of luck up there. And have a really, really fun Thanksgiving.
Thank you so much. You too.
I appreciate the time. Be well, Gianna. Gianna Raymer is as good a story. How about that, dude? That was a 13-year-old girl. The mature, thoughtful, well-spoken, humble, and insanely accomplished.
And she introduced me to a new term in
junk miles.
Make me feel so good about myself over here.
Junk, we just go out and do 4 or 5 miles, just junk miles.
Junk miles.
Dude, if I ran 4 or 5 miles, I would think I would be so proud of me.
I would open a Facebook account so I could post that. Just look,
right.
Everyone know I did that. And then she casually says, "Oh, well, they'll jump into a 5K. No big deal."
No.
I don't jump into a 5K. Do you?
No. Dude, she's amazing. I'm just telling you the style with which she runs, and I'm glad she remembered that. So I didn't make that story up. I saw a bunny thing. It's just keep an eye on her.
Yeah.
Because that could be something so special. And I don't want to put pressure on her. Somebody said, we're going to see her in the Olympics. It's a lot of pressure to put on a 13-year-old girl. All I know is I'm watching one of the best athletes, certainly as an 8th grader, 13 years old, that I've seen in 27 years in this town.
Well, congratulations to her. I think it's amazing.
How enjoyable was that?
It really was. I mean, a 13-year-old doing that in sport, it's amazing.
Steve just sent me. What a great gal. So smart and positive. Nice interview, Jeff. Well, and it's all about her. All right, 505-246-0610. We got Red Zone to do and 3 for All. And I got your calls, your correspondence on what was one of the best weekends New Mexico sports has ever seen. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal, your home for Sunday night and Monday night and Thursday night football.
To the cashier, order up a root beer and a #1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Spout, get ready!
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, my mom.
As Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman! Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
Boom! Boom!
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you. I'm Adam Oak.
Bill says you're going to have to up your contributions to Academy, Jeffy. You're going to take some significant NIL money to get Jonna Raymer in a Charger uniform. She was, I can't, look at it. My phone's going nuts. A bunch of you, Steve, great interview. What a positive girl. Howard, Edward, like the text line's going bonkers. Great interview. We don't get that kind of reaction to every interview we do, which is good. but that was an incredible interview. Jeff loved the heck out of it. Great freaking interview. This is such an awesome interview. It was all about her, man. I hope you enjoyed that. I know it's off the beaten path a little bit, but how cool was that? This one of my, and nothing against JJ. I love JJ. This just happened to be the content that brought today. This is one of my favorite shows we've done, and I can't tell you how long. Because, I mean, the positivity on it.
Yeah, positivity is right. You can tell so much about a person with the way they speak. You could tell she was smiling, that she was happy to be on. She was on time, which not everyone is. I'm so impressed. An 8th grader that can do that, she's. You talk about creating your own luck. You put yourself in those situations. You do good things, and good things happen. She's got a lot of good stuff coming her way.
Man,
for sure.
I'm a fan of it. And I'm going to tell you this. All the parents, so Academy was there, and La Cueva, and I saw Volcano Vista, Rio Rancho, the tents. There were a lot of Albuquerque representation there. And so everybody's rooting for their kid and their team. Every Porqueño and Porqueña and New Mexican, because there were Los Alamos people there. Go Gianna, go! Like everybody's like on the Gianna train.
I love that.
And it was the swell of pride, because all these great schools, and they do they line them all up, and they do in box number 1 the 5A champions from Colorado, led by state champion, right? And, from Alta Vista High School, and all these cool names, something Forks High School, and ranked number 2 in the country, number 1 in the country, right? And then Gianna won the whole thing, and the New Mexican pride. And this unassuming, young, happy 8th grade girl. It was just cool. It was just cool. All right, let me give you 3-for-all results, and then we'll do a red zone. We may split this red zone up. We'll have the break after number 2, if that goes. So 3-for-all, what we do every week to show you how hard betting is. We pick 3 whatevers, and go. JJ went 1-2. He took the over in that Pittsburgh-Cleveland game because it was so tempting at 32.5. He lost that. He took Detroit and laid 7.5 against Chicago. Detroit won the game, but they won by 5. He lost that. And he took San Francisco and laid the 12 over Tampa Bay. They won by 13. So JJ goes 1-2. He's 14-15 on the year. He's underwater. I had a 3-0 week, dude.
Ooh, 3-0.
Barely. I had Minnesota plus 2.5 at Denver. They lose by 1, so I win. I had Houston laying 4.5. They won by 5. I win by 0.5 point over Arizona. And I had Jacksonville laying 7 over Tennessee. So I'm 15-11.
15-11 is really incredible, to be honest. When they say 50% is good.
All right. I'm up a little bit.
You're up.
You went 0 for 3.
I was the other way.
And on the hook. So you had the Chargers -3 at Green Bay. They got beat. You took the Nuggets -5.5 on Friday against the Pelicans. They won by 5. You lose by the hook. And you took Austin Matthews of the Maple Leafs over 4.5 shots in Friday's game. He took 4 shots. Those were bad beats.
Yeah, and I tell you, I watched a little of that Maple Leafs game because they are really good. Sometimes I don't understand what they count a shot and what they don't, because
fair enough. It's on goal. It's got to be saved it's got to hit the post or be saved by the goaltender.
See, I thought he was good for like 7 shots.
Right, but they were wide.
Deflections and things like that. It's tough.
So you're 11-19-1.
Ooh, that does not sound good.
You got bonus losses. All right, we got to do these tomorrow, because I'm gone on Wednesday, and I'll text JJ and see if he's got anything coming in from Cancunian. All right, you want to go into the red zone, you and me? We'll do 2 before the break and 2 after the break in the red zone.
Sounds good to me.
How much you want to make a bet I can throw a football over the mountains?
Are you crazy? I'm saying you're a football player.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to Tom Brady this game.
You're in the red zone with Jeff Symbieta and JJ Bach.
Let's go, baby!
It's 1st and goal.
Well, I got to say, I'm pretty hyped up after this last weekend, so we're just going to start with some NCAA. After a huge week in New Mexico football, let's see where we go from here. According to PFF, New Mexico's Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt is currently ranked number 14 in the country amongst running backs. New Mexico State's Diego Pavia is the 43rd ranked quarterback in the country. So break down these local guys. Tell me what their NFL resume is, and let me know if anyone else locally is around that we should be keeping an eye on.
Where'd you say Bill was?
Number 14.
On the running back list right now?
Yes. He grades out at 89.6.
Really?
Yeah, he's doing something.
And I know you and I, that's what was with Frank. Hey, Frank, does Bill have another year of eligibility left? He's a senior transfer. He played. Yeah, I think this is it. He played 4 seasons at Alabama State, 1 COVID and 1 red. So I think this is it. I think. Well, he gets a shot. I'll tell you that. Bill gets a shot. Now, does that? He gets a shot at the NFL. Dante Martin, Lobo cornerback, will I believe be drafted. Especially watching what Jarek Reed did from UNM and with the Seahawks, he gets drafted. I do believe that. Diego's got another year if he wants it, and I think he'll take it. I see no reason. So Diego will be back next year. Our guest this morning, Andre Seldon, is a sophomore. I transferred from Michigan to 4-star. Let me see what he does. Keyshawn Elliott, the young man that was with us a couple weeks ago when I was at the golf course that day doing the show, their linebacker, I believe, is somebody to keep an eye on. I'm trying to think. Aaron Rodriguez, the punter, UNM's punter. I think has a legitimate shot. Yeah, I didn't go through it a lot, but I think that's kind of at the top of the list. I think that's where we are.
Yeah, I keep seeing Merritt's game, and it screams new age NFL running back. Like he is the guy. I like watching him. I hope we get to watch him for quite some time.
Yeah.
2nd and goal.
All right. Last Sunday was the first time any team lost in regulation with a +3 turnover margin and 40-minute plus time of possession. Teams were 48-0 prior to yesterday's epic collapse. Justin Fields looked pretty good when they were up by 12 with just under 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter, but the Lions walked away with the W. So what comes next for the Bears? There's so much out there right now with Fields and with the coaching and changes possibly being made. What do you see coming up next for them?
So I see that they got 6 games left as an evaluation period on Fields. He's healthy now. I honestly don't know that they know which way they want to go. I think the answer is going to lie in the next GM and head coach. I see no path that Matt Eberflus is the guy next year that is their head coach.
Yeah.
With all the Jim Harbaugh noise that's around them, with them being 3-8. Now look, Tyson Bagent was their quarterback, but I see this as being basically, this Justin Fields your guy you got to decide in the next 6 weeks, and I honestly believe they don't know. My gut tells me they're going to stay with him, but that they're going to make a change at head coach. What do you see?
I do think they stay with Fields. I think he's really turning it around. He's actually looked very good in the last few games. He had that very tough start to the season, so statistically, on paper, it doesn't look as good as it has on the field recently. I look at their schedule. They're at the Vikings. They have Lions at home, at the Browns, Cardinals at home, Falcons at home, Packers. I mean, they have a favorable schedule. I do think Eberflus is gone, but I think if they end up with 7 wins, 6-7 wins, then Fields is definitely their guy for next year.
All right, let's take the break. We'll finish Red Zone on the other side. We're going to ask about, I know you want to know about the Broncos getting into the playoffs and the most important player on every team. That's coming up next on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal, your home for Sunday night, Monday night, and Thursday night football.
Burgay Live this Tuesday.
Lawyer, Spider, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is Pro View. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on Pro ProView Networks.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you. I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been.
Oh, mellowed and tanned, and he's got to call 2 basketball games while he's down there. But I mean,
yeah, he's gonna go down. He's at the all-inclusive, so he's eating good.
It's a work trip to Cancun.
He's working hard, I guarantee.
I know, it's good living. All right, what do you got for third down?
Now, this is a tough one, so let's dive in. The
Yeah.
Broncos are now 500 after winning their 4th consecutive game last evening in Denver. I'm not going to go out on a limb here and say they're a playoff team, but they are statistically in the mix.
Yep.
So what odds do you give the Denver Broncos to make the playoffs this year?
I don't know what the MGM Sportsbook says, or BetMGM. Do you know what it is?
I think it was like 28%.
I wrote down 21%. And here's why. I do believe Miami, Baltimore, Jacksonville, and Kansas City are going to win their divisions. I believe Cleveland is getting one of the 3 wild card spots, and I do believe still Buffalo is going to find a way into one of the other 2. To me, that leaves Pittsburgh, Houston, and Denver for the last one. You could tell me the Raiders are in there and the Colts, and okay, but I don't believe in the Raiders or the Colts. So I think Houston and Pittsburgh are in better spots right now. Pittsburgh 6-4, Houston is 6-4, and the Broncos are 5-5. So the Broncos are a game behind them. They're going to beat up on each other in the AFC North. Now, what the Broncos have going for them, I do believe, is a little bit of scheduling. I think they get beat by the Browns this week. They get the Browns. Well, they don't, dude. They don't really. They get Browns, Texans, the Chargers, Lions, Patriots, Chargers, and Raiders. I think 21%. I think the Texans or Steelers get that last spot.
I tend to agree with that. I look at their schedule and I say, all right, we got Browns, Texans, Chargers twice, Lions, Patriots, Raiders. So if I say Chargers, that's a win times 2. Raiders is a win. Patriots as a win. That puts them at 9 wins. So the real question for me is, how do they do against Browns, Texans, and Lions? If they get one of those, I would put them in a 50-50. If they're a 10-win team, the problem is that they're the beginning of the year.
I'm not sure 10's going to be enough.
And that's kind of where I'm getting at. This might be an 11 win playoff in the AFC, and they would be on the outside looking in. So I think they keep it interesting, but in the end, I think 28 probably is the right number. They're going to be worth watching, but not a playoff team.
4th and goal.
Did I stutter? Beer me.
All right, so this was an interesting conversation that came up last week, and I've kind of thought a lot about it through the weekend. So with so many quarterbacks getting injured this season, a debate about the value of those backups has started to emerge. Former Colts GM Bill Polian said recently that the backup quarterback is the least valuable player on the roster. His line of thinking is that if he loses his QB1, which happened to be Peyton Manning, his season is over. His hope is that the backup plays 0 snaps throughout the season, and for that reason, he also believes that QB2 should have the lowest cap hit of any player on the roster. Mike Greenberg from ESPN has the opposite feeling, saying that based on last week and this whole season, the QB2 is actually the second most important player on the roster. So where do you stand on this debate? QB2 is the blank most important player on an NFL team.
No, the most underrated important player on an NFL team. It's not first and it's not last, okay? Or what does it say? Quarterback's getting pulling. He's not the least most, because here's the deal. Bill Polian says your hope is that he will never play a snap. Let me just tell you something I learned a long time ago. Hope is not a strategy. Hope is not a plan. And if your plan is I hope he doesn't get hurt, you're going to lose. If the Philadelphia Eagles hoped that Carson Wentz would not get hurt and they wouldn't have to play their backup quarterback, they would not have won a Super Bowl a few years ago with Nick Foles. But they planned with a backup quarterback who at that time was obviously very capable, and they won a Super Bowl. Okay? Hope is not a plan. Look, your season doesn't have to be over. If my deal is my quarterback goes down, my season's over, then I have not done my job. Now, is he the most important? No. Is he more important than a pass rusher or a left tackle or a good cover corner? No, it's not more important than that either. It's somewhere in the middle, but it's got to be part of your strategy. Who's going to go in when, boom, all of a sudden my quarterback goes down and I don't need my season to be over? It's got to be somewhere in the middle. Honestly, I've always respected Bill Polian, and I still do, but hope is a horrible strategy.
I always heard this thing about hoping in one hand, and it never works out well.
That's right.
And it's interesting because I can see the logic of trying to find a $20-25 million backup that is basically a starter in most other places. Every team has a different cap situation, so I mean that's just throwing numbers around, but you do have to prepare for the unexpected. And I bet, without doing the research, I bet if we looked, the backup quarterback plays on average at least one game a year for basically every team. So yeah, you can't just hope. Yeah, it's great you have Peyton Manning, and that line of thinking is unique to a guy like that, but I don't know. I can't say that it's a zero value position. I don't think it's number 2, but I'm sort of with you. It's kind of in the middle. You have to have a strategy. You have to be ready for the worst case scenario. I saying it's a very zero value position, just that made me scratch my head a little bit because Curtis Painter and some of the other guys that backed up.
Well, let me just give you a fact. I literally, as you were talking, just counted it up. Unless I missed something, 19 of the 32 teams have started a quarterback in a game that wasn't their opening day quarterback. 19 of 32. Now, does that mean all their seasons are over? Because they lose. I mean, how do you not? It's just asinine to me. Well, if my quarterback goes down, our season's over. So if you're, and you're going to say, well, Jeff, yeah, all their seasons are over. No, not really. New England, the Jets, Cincinnati, Cleveland, Indianapolis, Tennessee, Vegas, the Giants, Chicago, Minnesota, Arizona, New Orleans, Carolina, Atlanta have all started at least 2 quarterbacks this year. Are all their seasons over? Feels like New Orleans is in the mix. Minnesota's certainly in the mix. Cleveland, Cincinnati are in the mix. Now, a lot of them were never going to be in the mix anyway. I just, how can you tell me if my quarterback, did I pitch Chicago on there? Yeah. All right, that's the red zone. Really good stuff today. 505-246-0610. If you want to get in on that, 888-922-0610. Emails, a lot of them, Jeff@sportsanimalabq.com. Oh, here we go. Glenn said to me, Jeffy, did you see what happened at Syracuse? Is Rocky Long going to be the new defensive coordinator at UNM? Do you know Babers got fired, the head coach at Syracuse this weekend? Rocky Long, of course, is the defensive coordinator there. There you go, Lobo fan. There you go. Last week it was going to be Zach Arnett, by the way. Zach Arnett, who got fired at Mississippi State as the head coach, was coming back.
So anyone who gets fired is the next guy up, apparently.
Yeah, and look, I like Troy Reffert a lot. He's the defensive coordinator. He's been on the staff for a long time. But if Rocky Long or Zach Arnett are available, do you make a change? I mean. Jack says, what a show for JJ to be missing, Jeff. Somehow I don't think he cares, sitting on the beach with an umbrella water in his hand, basking in a big pumpkin wind. It's from Jack. I can see JJ just fresh out of the gym, right? He found the gym at the Cancun resort. Got an umbrella in his water.
Yeah, living it good.
Got
a pair of flip-flops on.
Back in... is JJ a flip-flop guy or a slide guy?
I hope he's a flip-flop guy.
Yeah, I do too. You're a flip-flop guy, right?
Oh, yeah, man. California.
Yeah, I know. Me too. We did Vegas years ago for the conference tournament, and I at one point he's like, you can't drink water. I'm like, who knew?
Oh, man.
I mean, really? Who knew? All right, 505-246-0610. Man, I got so much fun. I'm going to get you as many of your emails as I can when we get back on the opening drive, and great takes on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal, your home for Sunday night and Thursday night and tonight football.
This is Boomer.
All of Albuquerque's favorite spot. It's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman! Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
Boom! Boom!
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep. All your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Rosendo Nahad here, president of Carpenters Local 1319.
Juan Junior Gonzalez, warden of Local 1319. Some people have a misconception about what a carpenter does.
The carpentry trade entails more than just woodworking or building houses. We are responsible for 85% of a construction job site. Everything from the superintendent on down. We have a great apprenticeship program. Information can be found on our website.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop.
Hi, I'm Michael Ozera, midfielder for New Mexico United. Clark's support for the United is an example of their commitment to local partnerships. Clark's understands that paying it forward develops a better team and ultimately better community partner.
When you need pet food and supplies,
Clark's is always the best shot.
Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations.
Go United!
ClarksPets.com.
All right. You got the haterade? Can you, hit me with the haterade, please. Because this is from Dan, Lobo football hot take. Jeffrey, no Juan Jose, and Dylan Coutinho. If Lobo football was any good, they should have won 40-14. As bad as the Bulldogs look. The 2024 supposedly high-powered offense like Fresno should be able to give up 25 and still win. All right, wasn't that good of a win, I guess. Lobo foot. I just read you that one. Houston, we have a problem. This is on Lobo basketball. You want to hate a little bit more? Jefferson, it looked like Lobo basketball scheduled well, but clubs are letting them down big time. St. Mary's got blued out twice this weekend. UTA, the one that took everything for Lobo basketball, that beat at home, lost to Arizona by 50. Lobo basketball's in trouble. They got 3 on the road in Vegas this weekend, or this week. San Diego State beat them on Friday. Reply to Fred, Lobo football had 4 cents. That's okay. Concerned about Utah State. Jeff, could things have gotten any worse for Logan Saturday night? Within an hour, their top 2 quarterbacks limped off the court with look like big injuries. Utags are down to Levi Williams. Yep, that Levi Williams who played for Wyoming when they come here this weekend. All right, let's go. 505-246-0610. Let's get as many as we can. Robert, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hello, Robert.
Hey, I don't know if you guys touched on this morning. First thing is I want to ask you about Jerry Palm saying that the Aggies will be playing in the New Mexico Bowl. What are your thoughts, sir?
I did see Jerry Palm say that, and the Aggies are certainly somebody that the New Mexico Bowl, I know, is looking at with a lot of interest.
Awesome. That sounds good. And also I wanted to ask you about the Seahawks. Their next 4, pretty tough. They probably will not make the playoffs.
Ooh.
They need to win at least 1, maybe 2 of those 4. They got to play the 49ers, Dallas, 49ers, and Eagles in a row.
Yeah.
Tough.
And after losing to the Rams, pushing a field goal.
And and penalties are killing them. But I do like the Washington quarterback. He's got a great release. I think he'd be great for the Seahawks offense. However, I think they need to get rid of Pete Carroll, and believe it or not, I believe that they will go after Jim Harbaugh to be the coach.
I think everybody will. Thanks, Robert. Appreciate you. No,
You
that's a
bet.
good call. Gino's struggling a little bit. Gino got hurt yesterday. I think Michael Penix from Washington, a lot of people are going to be looking at in the draft. Hello, Dan. How you doing?
Hey, good fellas. Yeah, I just want to talk about Philadelphia tonight. They're 8-1. They're going into Kansas City.
Yep.
This is a big statement game. Big statement game for the Philadelphia Eagles and for the NFL. Let me tell you something. Philadelphia goes in there and handles business. There's no one that's going to beat them. They're in there. They're going to win on the road. And again, I'm not an Eagles fan. I'm just telling you what I see. And this Kansas City, I think they got a carnival atmosphere right now. When it comes down to the playoffs, I think we're going to see another different Kansas City team. But tonight, I think with all the carnival atmosphere around there and everything else, look out for Philadelphia to go on the road and win. And like I've said, champions win on the road.
No doubt.
Now, they just had Boomer Esiason on saying something about them Kansas City winning. As far as I'm concerned, if you ever listen to Boomer Esiason, this guy would have picked the Germans in World War II. So I stay away from him. And one other thing I want to bring up, and I don't like mixing politics and sports, but this Mark Wayne Mullen that wanted to fight the head of the Teamsters, he's an ex-MMA fighter.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. Do not mess with the Teamsters, because the next thing you know, Henry Hill's spraying out your loader in the back of the trunk, telling his wife he ran over a skunk.
Yeah, we got missing.
That's all I got, fellas. You guys have a good day.
All of a sudden, he got missing. I don't know what happened. He could disappear. You want him to disappear? That is the fight I did want to see, though. Right?
I've seen that replayed a few times, and yeah, I would pay money to see that.
It's as good as I've seen in American politics in a long time. And there's Bernie there. Sit down. You're a U.S. senator. Sit down. I got the gavel. No, you may not. Can I say something? No, you may not. Sit down. You're a U.S. senator. And with his point, as good as it got. Hello, Frank. You're on the Sports Animal.
Hey, Jeff, how's it going? I was going to ask you, I think we're going to get to enjoy a Lion football game on Thanksgiving. I need to know your pick on that. And also, did you catch the San Diego State game last night?
I
the
did.
Tournament champions?
Yeah, they blew a 12-point lead in the last 5 minutes and won in overtime. I thought they got too conservative with it. San Diego State, I thought, beat up on Washington. They pulled away. They got conservative. They stopped going to the basket, tried to run the clock out, missed free throws, got caught, went to overtime, but then did win in overtime. Big win for the league. They beat Washington last night, won that main event tournament after beating St. Mary's on Friday.
Hey, congratulations.
Yeah, it was a big win for them in the league. All right. So what do you think? I think they beat the Packers in the early game. The spread will be, what would you say the spread's going to be, 6.5? I haven't seen it yet, but if I guess, 6.5 this week. And I think the Lions win this weekend. All right. Thanks, Frank. See you. Let me get you a spread. Where are we? Week 12? I'm already into next week. I don't know that they're giving me. Yeah, 7.5. I said 6.5. Your Thanksgiving games. Packers at Lions, Commandos at Cowboys, Niners at Seahawks. And no spread is tighter than 7. And then you get one on Friday, by the way. Dolphins and Jets. Good one tonight. What do you like tonight?
I like the Eagles tonight. Their defense just looks so good. I like the Chiefs, and actually their defense has been looking good as well. But what I saw when they played the Broncos let me know that there are some holes there and they can be stopped. So I like the Eagles in the plus 2.5.
Can I tell you why I like the Chiefs? I think their defense is really good.
They've come around. I mean, there's no doubt about that.
I just think this is the best defense I've seen out of them in years.
Yeah, I think you're right about that.
And, I mean, do they have a stud wideout? They do not yet. And so if there's a deficiency on them, I don't know that they run the football well enough to not have a stud wideout. They still have 87, right, at tight end. I think he's still pretty good. But, yeah, I kind of like them tonight. All right. I already got you that one. John Raymer. I already gave you that one too. All right, yeah, you guys came in big today. Big today on the interactive stuff. I feel bad for Mud. I do. I just, if you're that bitter, I somewhat feel bad for you. Caleb, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, Caleb.
Good morning, Jeff. Long time no talk.
Good to hear you. What's happening?
I'm honestly curious because I don't follow as closely as I used to. But what is the actual feeling with Danny Gonzalez going forward right now from Lobo fandom?
Ooh, boy, that's a big. I think it was split last week. I told JJ I really felt the momentum swinging back towards Danny, and the momentum that I've heard coming off of the Fresno State win is more support. I don't know if it's 50-50, 60-40 one way. Coming off the Fresno State win, I felt a lot more support for Danny to get another.
So he gets another year then.
Well, I don't know the answer. I honestly don't know. You're asking me, how I feel support is. Is that what you're asking me?
Yeah, like, I mean, what do you feel the tone is? Do people want him gone? Do you think he gets another season?
I think people are starting to lean to not want him gone.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And maybe one more win against Utah State might help solidify that.
Yeah, probably. But I got to believe Eddie's already made up his mind. I don't know what it is, but my feeling is Danny's going to be the coach. Yeah.
Great. All right. Well, hey, good to hear you guys. I just want to catch up on what the tone was in Albuquerque. It's been a while.
Appreciate you, Caleb. Don't be a stranger.
Have a good one.
See ya. Yeah, I mean, is that your feel right now? Like Danny's going to be the coach next year? I feel I don't know anything, but that's kind of that's my feel.
Yeah, everyone I've talked to, everyone who calls in seems to be back on board. So I would be surprised if he wasn't there.
All right, Howard. Good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, Howard.
Good morning, guys. Huge win. Gonzalez, good weekend. Kudos and congratulations to them. Jeff, go off the beaten path a little more often. That was an amazing interview with that young lady. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Wish I could hear an interview like that every day, but you don't find a young person that caliber every day. So that was pretty awesome.
Yeah,
and I know you're up against it. I envy old J.J. Buck in the gym pushing around weight when all I can do at my age is push around 16-ounce aluminum bottles.
Well, go get
Have a great day, guys.
go run a few junk miles, Howard.
Take care, guys.
See you. Yeah, Gianna Raymer. And if you didn't hear it, so composed, so thoughtful, so articulate, so well spoken, so humble, and a 13-year-old champion. How much time do I got? Do I got time for one more? All right, Marty. Good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, Marty.
Hey guys. A-G-G-I-E-S. How you go? All right. There we go, man. I hope they get it out of state bowl. I hope they really get a nice bowl.
Yeah, because there can't be a good. Yeah, you can't have a nice in-state bowl. They're all crap in-state, right?
Well, not the point, Jeff. I just think these kids work hard. They had a great season for New Mexico State Sounders, and not a knock on the New Mexico Bowl at all. I just think that it would be a nice close.
I got it,
season.
Marty. I got to go. We're out of time. I appreciate you, Brian. Sorry we didn't have time, but please hit us tomorrow. Thank you to Andre Seldon from New Mexico State, Danny Gonzalez, UNM's head coach, Gianna Raymer, an amazing story. All of those are available where you get your podcast. Go to sportsanimалabq.com, click on the opening drive. You can hear them. Jim Rome Show is next. The Herd with Colin Cowherd after that. 2 Men On comes your way at 4, and then you get Eagles and Chiefs on Monday Night Football. DC, this might be my favorite show we've done in a long time. Big day for you?
Huge day.
Enjoy it. Be good to each other. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. See you tomorrow at 7 a.m.
Dear Sport.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in Murcia. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you. I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
Rosendo Nahad here, president of Carpenters Local 1319.
Juan Junior Gonzalez, warden of Local 1319. Some people have a misconception about what a carpenter does.
The carpentry trade entails more than just woodworking or building houses. We are responsible for 85% of a construction job site. Everything from the superintendent on down. We have a great apprenticeship program. Information can be found on our website.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman!
Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh? I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom. Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.